Today, Benjamin B. returns to the Gong Show to talk about, I don't know, some recent card purchases, like maybe the Macklin Celebrini 101, and you won't believe what he said about it. Why are basketball PMGs so much more valuable than hockey? We answer your mailbag questions and a whole lot more. Welcome back to episode 423 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, presented by our good friends at Upper Deck.
Raise the banners, let the wax be torn, chasing legends, rookies newly born. Hear the stories, watch the greatest flow. All hail the hobby, all hail the Gong Show. Cards of glory, records rise and fall. Hockey's greatest treasures call. Lift your voices, let the whole world know. Welcome, collectors, to the Gong Show.
Why'd you change it?
I didn't.
Oh,
No,
that's
it's
a different intro. Yeah.
Oh, then the metal one?
Yeah, I like that other one. Yeah, I thought that's more us. No.
Oh, no, I switch it up every now and
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
switch it up now and again.
Phil, we've actually had this intro before. This is the second time. So
No, I
Just so you know.
understand that. I didn't say when did you get the new intro. I said why'd you change? I thought I like the other one.
Okay.
Well,
I like to switch it up every now
it's
and
just because we have PTSD from our early church.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
It
on the
has a very
stuff.
church vibe to it.
Yeah.
I feel very spiritual today. Hello, Philip. Hello, David. Hello, Louis.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Monday. We're just a month away from the hockey season, which is cray-cray. Month away from Saskatoon. Does the season start while we're there? Maybe that Thursday night.
I think so. Yeah.
We should
I looked it
probably-
up, and I think it is.
Okay. Well, in looking forward to the 26-27 NHL season and the 26-27 hobby season, starting Thursday, we're going to start our annual now 10-part season preview / hobby preview. And yeah, I think the first topic will be something about Macklin, Celebrini, and can he live up to the hype? So that'll be a fun
Accurate.
one to
Yeah,
dive
that'll be a good
into.
one.
Hey, Tuesday, September 29th. So the day after we get back from Saskatoon and the day I head out again.
Okay,
Oh,
so 2
right.
days right
It's-
after.
Right, because
Gotcha.
it starts on Tuesday, right? Isn't that?
Five
Yeah.
game triple header.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it one of those overseas starts again? Like where there's like 3 games in Taiwan and then like
don't
not
think
for
so.
like 6 days? Okay.
No,
I think there's some Germany action in the middle of
Ooh.
the season, but that's about it.
Yeah, we just got a message from a German listener who said that he's been to the Lewis Hamilton hobby shop,
Nice.
oh,
bought some hockey cards. So that was cool.
nice.
Shout out to you. Oh, he's a new member of our Discord too. So shout out to you, McDre.
McDre.
Okay, a few announcements before we get started. I want to talk about Gongshow breaks real quick. Our Parkhurst case saga continues. For anyone that's not familiar, we'll update you a little bit. So there's been, and it's obvious the story's almost not even believable, and it's so long to go into. But for 3 weeks running, we've been expecting a case of 2025 Parkhurst that we sold spots for $60 spots for Team Random.
Didn't you
And it-
clear that up last week? You did a free whole case there.
Yeah, we did a free whole case because it didn't come. So we gave away a free whole case of 23-24 Parkhurst, and so it was a twofer. You got 2 cases for 1 spot.
Yes.
Well, the wrong case was sent again. Somehow. So on Saturday night, we gave, yes, you guessed it, the third free case away, the second free case away. So now it's a 3-for-1.
Yeah. Reaper. Man, I wish I was part of that break.
It's the greatest break of all time.
Could you have just said I'm sorry and not lost the almost $2,000? Would that have been maybe a bit more?
Oh, I think it's way more than that now. But I don't know. Our kind of thought is when, it's a not an ideal situation, and we just want to make it right for the customers. And if it wasn't so like depressingly expensive, I think it's kind of funny now. And the joke on the stream was that, I mean, at this point, these people probably never hope this case comes because we've already committed. If it doesn't come next week, we're giving away another free case of Parker's. But I think we're extremely confident it's coming, and I pray to God it does. That hence the spiritual intro.
What,
Yes,
you
yes,
break
that's where it
down
came from.
for now until you're sure, and then you put it back up.
Oh, it's already sold. That's the problem. We sold the break, and it was coming that day, and it didn't come.
But this happened twice. I'm saying the second time, maybe take the break down just in case, right? Like, don't put the break up unless you physically hold the box.
Oh, yeah. kind of lessons learned.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also ripped a master case of 25-26 clear cut. It was a really great case. We had a Schaefer rookie auto, a Misa retro auto out of 10. And I think
That's good. That's awesome.
I think 7 of the 8 boxes, or 7 or 8 of the 30 boxes had really good cards in them, which we have a clear cut expert on the panel here, and he can let us know that that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, what's that?
Was it what Michael Misa was it? What rookie?
It was the retro inscribed.
Nice.
So it
I
says
love
Go
the retro.
Ducks.
They're great.
Go Sharks.
Oh, right. Go Sharks. Ducks, sharks, they all swim in the ocean.
Ducks fly together.
Yeah. No, but it was interesting because he did the inscription where technically the auto would go and auto where the inscription would go. So he kind of flip-flopped it, but it's kind of, but yeah, it's interesting to see getting an inscribed auto from one of the top rookies, and then also to get a Schaefer rookie auto in the same case. That's pretty awesome. Like when you pulled the Misa, I'm like, well, there's the case hit, and
I know.
Was not expecting to see the Schaefer come out later. That was
I got yelled at.
Yeah, I said, don't be negative. Let's keep the hope that there's something there. Also got to give a really quick shout out to our producer by day and apparently software engineer by night. I don't know how this happened, but the old Baba Louie is like, he's somehow, his like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates has found the inner one and developed a whole kind of cool, some like front end software and did stuff with YouTube that I never knew we could do. And so, yeah, we're trying to push the ball forward there. So
very cool.
If anyone needs any software, I think Louis got a new career.
Nice.
Call Phil.
With all his time he has.
Yeah,
could you hack in a Revenue Canada for me? I'd be appreciated.
Ooh, Louis hackers
again.
Again. Quickly too on Gongshow Reloaded, we've sent a 2026 Volume 2 out to be packaged, so we should get it back in a few weeks and then put it up for sale. We should definitely have it for Saskatoon. Checklist will be live this week. It would be live already, but I broke it. Speaking of software developers, I had to reach out to the ones we have to pay. And so they're waiting to fix that. It'll be on the site relatively soon. All the other checklists work on hockeychecklist.com. And again, early to mid-September, hope to have it up for sale. I genuinely believe this is the best Reloaded yet. People will make up their minds for themselves, but it's stacked. We've gotten a lot of feedback, good feedback from people that have seen the cards. I did like a 2.5-hour preview on Instagram if you want to check it out. And really proud of it. And, grateful to our partners, AMG, because the 4 of us have bought 0 of the cards. So they did a bang-up job. Mm-hmm. Okay, Phil and Dave, you want to recap Friday night?
We had a super fun time. There was no game, but listen up, good listener, hobby family. Dave on this show picked his top 5 cards last week. So we decided on Friday nights with Phil to question his picks.
Yes.
So Dave had 8 runner-ups, as we all know. So we preloaded it into the internets, and the good watchers got to choose if they thought Dave made good choices or not. It was a heck of a lot of fun. I'm next. Please come this Friday. It's really tough, and it's really cool, and it's a great way to flex our cards, and it's also a good way, if you're in the chat, to say if you have similar cards. So I don't know. There's the engagement is fantastic. I understand it's Friday nights, but that's kind of why we do it, because, well, I'm single and Dave's been married very long, so we got the time.
My wife doesn't care. She's like, yeah, go play with your friends.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lots of fun. Maybe there'll be a game too. Who knows? Depends how life in Ottawa goes, but definitely we're gonna have a good time Friday night. Come hang out with us.
Can I make a request?
Sure.
You that Gretzky IP auto that I sent you, you should add that to your agenda.
Yeah, you want us to talk about it?
Yeah.
I try not to lose my cool on my own show, Josh. I don't want. I crash out on the regular alone.
But sometimes things are so ridiculous that you can't even get mad about it. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's
anymore.
so
I'm just
past
heavily disappointed.
I got you. All right, lastly, before we get started, a reminder that our show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, we are a Patreon podcast. That means we do rely on the support of the good listener, good watcher like yourself to help us cover show expenses, produce what we hope to be more and better hockey card content, and fun initiatives in a small way to grow our hobby. You can support our show for as little as $5 a month. You get access to Behind the Bench with our boy Neil, fresh off the boat from Ireland, and a new potato tattoo. Right, Phil? That's what he got, a potato tattoo?
I think it's a harp.
Oh, okay. Same thing. What else you can meet people. We're doing fantasy hockey 5K challenge. There's a Hockey Card Hall of Fame. Actually, Evan just sent me a huge list this morning of the sort of the plan for. I'm gonna pull it up really quickly. There's so much that they have planned there. It's very touching and impressive. So I said they're doing Hall of Fame. They're going to start 5K challenge in October. They're doing a scavenger hunt, Secret Santa, which a lot of people participate. They're doing Gongshow Awards. That'll be new this December. I can't wait to see what that's about.
How many people we have in there now?
350, 400, something like that.
500. Here we come.
Yeah. There's a second scavenger hunt, a playoff bracket challenge, 5K challenge wrap up, and then start over again. And then plus there's tons of people that post their cards or new pickups, and a lot of friendships have been made there, and more content too. We got Caffeine and Cardboard, and Jay is coming back with his podcast. So it's a very good crew.
I'd like to file a complaint with Caffeine and Cardboard podcast. They were about 6 to 8 hours late today. I had nothing to listen to during my coffee. I had to listen to new families on my street parent their children. Not a fan.
Oh,
not a fan.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If you want to support our show, just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and search for us. We're The Gong Show. There's a link in the show description in both YouTube and the podcast apps, and on Instagram and to our TikTok profile, too. Baba Louie, we have 4 new patrons since our last show.
Whoa.
Yeah. Want to shout them out?
Open the floodgates. Holy mackerel. Yeah, I do. First one on tap. J-Pop 1212.
1212.
That's my gangster 1212. Then, Mad Dog Cards.
Isn't he our moderator?
This is a second Mad Dog. So now we have to go like old Mad Dog, new Mad Dog, Mad Dog 1, Mad Dog 2. It's going to get very confusing.
This Mad Dog needs to change his name, I think. Yeah. He can be Feral Dog. That's cool.
Rabid Dog.
Rabid Dog.
Mad Cat Cards, something like that.
Gross.
Dave, no grown man has a cat. Okay, let's move on.
Anywho, moving on to, we got Tornado.
Tornado's awesome.
That's a great name.
And the Bales.
Nice.
Babales.
Bye-bye.
All right, what's the game plan, Louis?
Oh, the wonderful game plan for today is starting off with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. Then we're into the Benjamin B. Returns to the Gong Show. Little chat there. Then it's some hobby news. After that, we'll take a look at the updated hockey release calendar. Then everybody's favorite Gongshow Mailbag, and finish up with some personal pickups.
Thank you, Louis. Let's get rolling with the Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. It's where we are profiling every hockey Hall of Fame player. We started with the first Hall of Fame class in 1945, have since been working our way to the present day. We're still in the class in 1983. And today we have a legendary player. I think most of the people from here on out were going to be familiar, at least with the names. But this guy has a little bit of controversy in his personal life, for sure. It's Bobby Hull.
What is it, bittersweet? Or I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we're going to reference that, but we're going to focus on the hockey like we do with everything on the show.
I want to say one thing. When I was a kid, I loved Brett Hull, and my mom doesn't know anything about hockey, nothing. And she knew she didn't like Bobby Hull. So I guess whenever, the articles came out, and I guess it was a big deal in Canada. I'm going to assume that because my mom's very Greek and not paying attention to that stuff. But she knew right away. He's a bad man. I'm like, okay, Ma.
Robert Marvin Hull lived from 1939 until passing away at the age of 84 in 2023. He was born in Point Anne, Ontario, passed away in Wheaton, Illinois. Hull was a left shot, left wing, played hockey at 5'10", 191 pounds. I mean, so he was a thick dude.
Yeah.
In a career that lasted from 1957 until 1980, played for 3 teams, 1 in the NHL, 2 in the WHA. the Chicago Blackhawks, then the Winnipeg Jets, and the Hartford Whalers. I think he played with both Hartford in like the last 9 or 10 games, or actually when they went to the NHL. In 1,063 career NHL games, Bobby Hull produced 610 goals, added 560 apples for 1,170 points with 640 penalty minutes. Here's something that I find really interesting, and I want to maybe tie it into Gordie Howe a little bit. If you total Hull's NHL and WHL goals, he has 913.
Oh, wow.
So, like, I don't understand why when Ovechkin was breaking Gretzky's scoring record, that there would be a certain amount of people that say, well, actually, Gordie Howe had more goals if you counted his NHL and WHA goals together. Well, Bobby Hull did too at 913. You have any idea, Phil, why like Howe gets mentioned in that and not Bobby Hull?
I never hear that mentioned. I rarely even hear the WHA. I think that's just a sticking point for certain men.
Sure.
That's not a thing for me, and I don't think that's a thing. It is a thing, but it's not common. It's like, yeah, okay, man. It's not the NHL. Sorry, Bob. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, and it's probably more of a sticking thing for an older generation, not the new.
I'll tell you exactly who. People who bought seasons tickets to the WHA. That's the people.
Fair.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
In 119 playoff games, Hull had 62 goals, totaled 129 points at the 102 penalty minutes. He was a 3-time Art Ross Trophy winner, a 2-time Hart Memorial Trophy winner, won the Lady Byng and Lester Patrick trophies, led the NHL in goals 7 seasons.
Ooh.
Incredibly, a 10-time NHL first All-Star team selection. So at his position, he was voted the best player in the NHL 10 times. A 2-time NHL second All-Star team selection. And like with our last show where we covered fellow teammate and Hall of Famer Stan Mikita, Hull won one lone Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks in 1961. After his career, and we've referenced this a minute ago, he did face some controversy. Bobby Hull was arrested in 1986 for assault and battery after allegedly hitting his third wife. His wife at the time later dropped those charges. His earlier marriage, though, ended in 1980 after there were several abuse incidents. So it sounds like it was one time might be bad enough, but this could have potentially been a pattern. Also in 1998, Hull allegedly made pro-Nazi comments to the Moscow Times. He did deny that later. So again, before we get into the hockey stuff, I just fairness and conversation wanted to make
I've
sure
never
that we
even
mentioned
heard of that. I've never even heard of that.
because it is, does become part of his story.
Yeah.
Back to the hockey. Bobby Hull grew up in Point Anne, Ontario, one of 11 children. He must have been Mormon, Dave.
Wow. Was he Mormon?
Yeah, probably. And the strength that later became such a defining part of his game was built long before he reached the NHL. As a youngster, Hull spent enormous amounts of time outdoors skating, chopping wood, and pitching hay. By the time he reached the NHL at 18 years old in 1957, he already had the thick legs, powerful upper body, and explosive skating stride that would make him one of the most physically imposing offensive players of his generation. He eventually became known as the Golden Jet, a nickname that combined his blonde hair with speed that reportedly clocked at close to 30 miles an hour. How fast does McDavid skate? Anyone know?
Faster than that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think so, yeah.
Hull's first NHL goal was hardly the picture-perfect blast collectors associate with him today. In just his 7th NHL game, he drove toward the Boston net, fell to the ice, and slid into the cage with the puck underneath him beside Hall of Fame goalie Harry Lumley. It counted, beginning a career that ultimately produced 610 NHL goals and another 303 in the WHA. Early in Hull's career, Chicago coach Rudy Pilas made a positional decision that helped change hockey history. Hull had played center in junior hockey, but Pilas moved him to left wing. Pilas had also coached a young Stan Mikita, and the two would eventually become the offensive faces of the Blackhawks. Hull developed into the attacking force coming down the left side, while Mikita became the elite playmaker and scorer on another line. Longtime Chicago coach Billy Ray eventually said of Hull, "Bobby is the greatest hockey player I ever saw." Hall's first truly dominant NHL season came in 1959-60 when the 21-year-old scored 39 goals and had 81 points to win his first Art Ross Trophy. It was an important moment for both Hall and Chicago. The Blackhawks had been one of the NHL's weakest franchises for much of the previous decade, but the emergence of Hall, Makita, and goaltender Glenn Hall transformed the club into a contender. Hall quickly became one of the league's biggest draws, later explaining his philosophy as simply fans who pay good money deserve to be royally entertained. So that's what motivated him to play hard. One of Hall's earliest great line mates was center Bill Hay, who played between Hall and Murray Balfour. Hay remembered telling the young superstar that he was making the game unnecessarily difficult by constantly trying to beat the entire opposing team by himself. His advice was essentially let Balfour win the puck, let Hay distribute it, and then Hall should shoot it. Hay remembered it worked good. The combination helped Hall develop from a spectacular individual rush player to an even more dangerous goal scorer. Hall won his only Stanley Cup in 1961, helping Chicago end a 23-year championship drought. The Blackhawks first knocked out the heavily favored Montreal Canadiens, who were attempting to win a sixth consecutive Stanley Cup, then defeated Detroit in 6 games in the final. Hall scored twice in Game 1, including the winning goal, and finished the postseason with 4 goals and 14 points in 12 games. It would remarkably remain the only Stanley Cup championship of his career, despite several later trips deep into the playoffs. Hall's slapshot became one of the defining sights and sounds of 1960s hockey. He would pull the stick high above his head and unleash a shot that was measured on different occasions well above 100 miles an hour, with one NHL account citing 118 miles an hour and another measurement reaching 119.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe. I don't know, though.
Well, it's it lives in lore. It probably gained 2 miles an hour every year, the story's
Yes.
Like everyone had that friend in high school who was like, yeah, I went deer hunting this weekend. My gun jammed, so I jumped out of the tree and I jumped on the deer's bed. I slit its throat, and then I threw the knife and I killed another deer too. So it was a 2-for-1. It's like, yeah, well, right, Tony.
I have a curse. I haven't golfed that much. I've probably played 100 games. I have a great drive, and I don't use a driver. I use a 3-iron. So I bought a King Cobra 2-iron with a flexible shaft, graphite,
which is hard. 2-iron is hard to hit.
I have hit that at least 5 or 6 times with witnesses, many over 300 yards. Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody believes me. Nobody.
Yeah, I don't.
No. The only people that believe, then I have to get on my phone and call people, and they say, "Yeah, Phil did it in front of me." Yeah.
I'm serious.
I believe you, Phil.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Even if you show me a video, I'm just gonna say AI slop. AI slop.
AI slop. Yeah.
Okay, where were we?
We're distracted by Phil's fabricated golf story.
by Philip Woods here is in
Philip Woods.
Opposing players understood the danger. Canadiens legend John Beliveau once looked at a photograph of himself standing in front of a Hall slapshot and joked, "What in God's name was I doing?" He remembered trying to make himself as thin as possible. Nobody had a better appreciation for Hall's shot than his own goaltender Glenn Hall, who had to face it every day in practice without a mask for much of their time together.
Oof, yeah.
Hall joked that management apparently had no concern for the health of the goaltender when it repeatedly sent him to practice against Hall and Stan Mikita. Asked about facing Hall in practice, Hall once said there were days when you simply step aside and leave the door wide open, an act of self-preservation. Bobby Hall's shot also helped push NHL goalies toward greater protection. Minnesota and Toronto goalie Cesar Maniago took a Hull shot off the top of his head. Oh boy. And afterward began wearing a mask whenever he faced Chicago. Hall of Famer Gump Worsley was once struck in the face by a Hull shot and later joked that he survived only because the puck hit him flat rather than catching him on the edge. Stories like those became part of the mythology surrounding the Golden Jets slapshot. Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman Bobby Bond learned about Hull's power in an especially painful way. Toronto captain Dave Keon remembered Bond repeatedly stepping up to collide with Hull at center ice during one game in Chicago. Eventually, Hull, apparently tired of the confrontation, and unloaded a slapshot directly at Bond's skate. When Toronto returned to the dressing room, the impact had ripped Bond's toenail completely off inside his skate.
Gross.
That would hurt.
Gnarly.
In 1961-62, Hull joined one of hockey's most exclusive clubs by scoring 50 goals. Only Maurice Richard and Bernie Geoffrion had previously reached the mark. Hull entered Chicago's final game needing one and beat Rangers goalie Gump Worsley for number 50. He also won his second Art Ross trophy that season. At the time, 50 goals was viewed as almost the outer limit of what an NHL scorer could accomplish. Hull would soon prove otherwise. Bobby Hull and Stan McKenna were also among the players who popularized the radically curved stick blade. The curve allowed them to generate tremendous velocity and make the puck behave unpredictably. Rival Frank Mahovlich remembered being amazed that the NHL allowed them to use such extreme curves, joking it was almost as though they were using lacrosse sticks. Mahovlich said the puck spun more and their already powerful shots became even harder to handle. Opposing teams sometimes structure their entire defensive strategy around stopping Hull. Montreal coach Toe Blake routinely assigned elite defensive forward Claude Provost to shadow him. Canadiens winger Yvon Cournoyer remembered that whenever Hull was on the ice, Provost was essentially attached to him. Hull understood exactly what Provost had been ordered to do, and according to Cournoyer, respected him for it rather than turning their matchup into a feud. Hull's combination of speed and strength made conventional checking extremely difficult. He wasn't simply a shooter waiting for the puck. He could gather it in his own end and attack the entire length of the rink, forcing defenders to decide whether to back away from his speed, step up, or risk being run over. Frank Mahovlich remembered Hull as a great skater, powerful, very strong, and said there was genuine excitement in the building whenever he started one of those rushes. Kind of reminds me of like McDavid when they do that power play thing where he's like way in the defensive zone and they dump the puck back and he gets the head of steam.
Right.
To me, that's like one of the most exciting moments in hockey right now. Love watching that. The 1964-65 season demonstrated that Hull was more than a goal scorer. He won the Hart Trophy as the NHL MVP and the Lady Byng Trophy for sportsmanship after scoring 39 goals while collecting only 32 penalty minutes. The following season, he won the Hart again. Hull's career eventually included 3 Art Ross trophies, 2 Harts, 7 seasons leading the NHL in goals, and 10 first-team All-Star selections at left wing. On March 12, 1966, Hull did something no NHL player had ever done. He scored a 51st goal in a season. Chicago trailed the Rangers 2-0 entering the third period before Hull helped ignite the comeback. With Harry Howell in the penalty box, Hull took a straightaway slap shot that beat Cesar Maniago at 5:34. The game stopped as Chicago players mobbed him and Chicago Stadium erupted. He finished that year with an NHL record 54 goals. He pushed the record even higher in 1968-69 on March 20th in Boston Garden. Chicago trailed Boston 4-0 before rallying. Hull scored number 54 to tie his own NHL record, then just 13 seconds later scored number 55 to break it. That same goal also made Hull only the second player in NHL history to reach 100 points in a season, following Phil Esposito by just 18 days. Hull finished with 58 goals, another league record. His ability to repeatedly reach 50 was almost unprecedented for the era. On March 5th, 1969, he became the first player in NHL history to record 4 50-goal seasons. By the end of his final Chicago season in 1971-72, he had done it 5 times, and at that point, there had only been 11 50-goal seasons in NHL history, and 5 were by Bobby Hull. Hull came painfully close to a second Stanley Cup in 1971. Chicago reached Game 7 of the final against Montreal, had a 2-0 lead in the deciding game at Chicago Stadium before the Canadiens rallied to win 3-2. The defeat became one of the great what-if moments of Hull's career. Rival Frank Mahovlich later pointed out the oddity that he personally won 3 Stanley Cups in Chicago with Toronto in 1962, Montreal in 71, and 73, while Hull never actually celebrated a cup victory on home ice. Hull finished his Chicago career in a spectacular fashion. In April 12, 1972, he scored his 50th goal of the season and his 604th and final goal as a Blackhawk, becoming the first player ever to record 5 50-goal NHL seasons. At age 33, he still looked capable of chasing Gordie Howe's career goal record. Instead, a decision that summer completely changed both his career and professional hockey. In 1972, Hull shocked the hockey establishment by leaving the NHL for the fledgling World Hockey Association's Winnipeg Jets. The deal was enormous for the era. Hull received a $1 million signing bonus plus a lucrative long-term playing and front office arrangement. His signing immediately gave the WHA credibility. It demonstrated that the new league could lure one of the NHL's biggest superstars and help trigger a dramatic increase in player salaries throughout professional hockey. His move to the WHA also cost him a chance to play in the legendary 1972 Summit Series against the Soviet Union. Team Canada was drawn from NHL players, and Hull became ineligible after signing with Winnipeg. His younger brother Dennis Hull did make the team and played an important role in Canada's victory. 2 years later, Bobby finally got his opportunity against the Soviets in the 1974 Summit Series, which featured WHA players. In Game 1, he scored twice in a 3-3 tie, and admitted beforehand he had never been so nervous before a game. Hull's WHA career produced one of the greatest lines of the 1970s when Winnipeg added Swedish stars Ulf Nilsson and Anders Hedberg in 1974. Hedberg vividly remembered their first practice together. Nobody knew whether the chemistry would work until Hull told them, "Kid, get over on the right side," Hedberg said, and the line immediately clicked. It was just magic practice. The trio became known as the Hotline and helped introduce North American audiences to a more fluid European style of offensive hockey. Hull embraced his Swedish line mates rather than asking them to conform to the NHL's rougher traditions. Hedberg remembered Hull telling the newcomers, "Just play, just skate, play, and think." The results were extraordinary. In 1974-75, at age 36, Hull scored 77 goals in 78 WHA games.
That's nuts, man.
While playing with Nilsson and Hedberg. The Hotline later powered Winnipeg to the Avco Cup championships in 1976 and 78. Hull finished his WHA career with 303 goals and 638 points in 411 games.
Wow.
The Hull nickname became one of hockey's great family lineages. Bobby's younger brother Dennis Hull, nicknamed the Silver Jet, played 8 seasons alongside him in Chicago and finished a 14-year NHL career with 303 goals and 654 points. Dennis loved joking that he was the third best Hull, ranking himself behind Bobby and Bobby's son Brett. Bobby also insisted Dennis earned his NHL career by himself, writing that the fact that Dennis was his brother had nothing to do with him being on the team. Bobby's son Brett ultimately turned an already remarkable family into something unprecedented. Brett scored 741 NHL goals, won the Hart Trophy, and became one of the greatest pure goal scorers in league history. Bobby and Brett became the only father-son combination to ever score 600 NHL goals, the only father-son pair to produce a 50-goal season, and the only father-son duo among the NHL's 100 greatest players. Brett later described sharing that NHL 100 stage with his father as something special. Between Bobby, Brett, and Dennis, the three Hulls scored 1,654 NHL goals, an extraordinary family scoring legacy that stretched across 3 decades of professional hockey. Pretty wild.
Got some good genes in that family, good hockey genes.
Pedigree.
Yeah.
Bobby pedigree. I saw Bobby talk about Brett in the 70s, and he told him that he told the interviewer that Brett was lazy and he needs to stop eating cookies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really funny. Yeah, it was a very dad-son moment. It was good.
Yeah.
When my parents got divorced, my mom went back to college and moved from Hibbing, the mining town, and from Minnesota. She went to the University of Minnesota Duluth in Duluth, Minnesota, which is a Division I hockey program, and was there 2 years. And those were the years that Brett Hull played for the Bulldogs. And so I went as like a kindergartner and first grader to many of his college hockey games there and have memories of him being on that team. So, yeah, I guess that's like my connection, I guess, to the whole family there.
I can't remember anything that far back. Like nothing. Like I
Really?
have no memories. Like kindergarten, no. No way.
I can barely remember yesterday, so it is a miracle I do remember that.
That's what I'm saying. That's surprising. Yeah.
Bobby Hull's rookie card is one of the most iconic vintage cards in all of the hockey hobby. It's in the 1958 Parkhurst set, card number 66. The high-selling copy is a PSA 8 that sold for $87,000 US in 2021, which is a big number. He always looks like the Disney, like the Pixar, what was it, The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Kind of like the dad here with the square jaw and, being a pretty big dude.
Blonde hair. Yeah.
I picked 2 more Playing Days cards and then a modern card to feature. The next Plain Days one is from the 1960 top set, card number 58. PSA 9 highest selling copy sold for $5,188 in 2021. Then how about this card, boys? From the 1975 O-Pee-Chee WHA set. He's totally got the Brady Bunch vibes there. And
big vibe, Brady Bunch vibes, yeah.
it's card number AS1. It was an all-star card. PSA 10 highest seller. It fetched $657 in May of 2014. That was a long time ago. That sale, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Last card we'll look at is more modern. It's a stature card for California Dave. 2019-20 stature photo variant purple stick auto 101. Sold for $591 US in February of 2022.
He brings it in, man. He brings in the money still big time.
I have a complete sticks auto of him.
Oh wow. Did you pull that or buy it?
No, I bought it. It wasn't that expensive. It was nice. But yeah. I mean, this one, it's a 101, so makes sense.
Yeah, you wonder if he didn't have the off ice issues, like would he be looked at even higher, right? Because I'm guessing for a lot of people that's sort of a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that kid's your Hockey Hall of Famer, Bobby Hull.
Nice, excellent job, Josh.
Well, thank you.
So it was a big one.
That was a big one. They're all kind of big, which is fun from here on out. Well, he's one of the most mysterious, most known and also mysterious people in our hobby, right? Everyone knows who he is, but nobody also knows who he is. Benjamin B. Last appeared on our show, I believe, at some point last fall. Made some pretty big waves in our hockey hobby. Just shelled out $1.281 million for the Celebrini Young Guns 101. We had the chance to catch up with him the other day to see what he thinks now about buying that card. And I guess what else he's chasing. What's next for Benjamin B in the hockey space? So here's our conversation with Ben from the other day. Somebody told me the other day, Ben, that it's been like a year since you've been on our show. Is that right?
Can't be that long. So
Yeah, I don't think so.
Very recent.
Yeah, time flies though. Maybe it was last fall, something like that. Who knows? But happy to have you back on the show. Obviously, on the heels of you making a pretty splashy purchase in the Macklin Celebrini Alpers Gold Young Guns 101. How did you wrap your head around paying more than $1 million for that card?
I think I'm gonna stick.
Oh, really? So you think you overpaid for it a little bit?
No, I definitely overpaid for it. Like if you ask anyone, the card is not worth that much money, right? So I mean, some people say it's worth whatever it went for, but like normally gold outbursts go for maybe like 5 times a high gloss price. And high glosses, I think for that card last sold for like $40,000 US. So outbursts gold for that card, I mean, it's arguably around like $200,000. But I actually initially thought it was like a $300,000 card. But like I explained in my Instagram story that this card is kind of a cornerstone to my Celebrini collection, right? The past 2 years I've bought pretty much anything that I could related to Celebrini. I have his 2 of his shields, the Ultimate Shield, the Exquisite Shield. I have his Future Watch Auto Patch 101. I have the Premier Acetate Blue Platinum 101. I have like all his like outburst reds, high glosses, pretty much anything you can think of. His gold outburst for his second year. His teammates gold outburst with Will Smith. Pretty much like almost every card you could think of, like all the big cards. And I bought them at a price that people thought it was crazy at the time. Like again, all their prices. Like even you guys came on the show and said this is kind of a stupid purchase. And then a year later, like it became like a steal. Like some of these cards I got, like high glosses and outburst red cards, I paid like $3,000 for my first outburst red. What is it worth now? Like 20,000 USD. Yeah. So having collected pretty much all his cards, I kind of had to get that to complete my collection, so to speak.
Yeah, so this is the one that you just decided that you had to have, right? And that the collection would feel kind of empty or incomplete without it.
Yeah, and I kind of decided had to have that card like more than a year ago, right? I've been trying to pull it myself or wait for someone to pull it. So when it got pulled, I was extremely excited.
Did you have like a number in your mind where it was like there was no price tag? Like I was just going to keep bidding and bidding during extended bidding until I got the card? Or did you have a price in your mind where it got where you were just like, this is kind of my limit, and if it goes higher than that, then I'm just going to have to let it go?
I don't think I had a limit. Honestly, I thought it was going to sell for $800,000. When we got to $1 million, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still on it. But it was high, right? It's like, and then I also realized it's gonna be all over the news, right? If it hit $1 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't really have a limit, and I don't know when I would stop. Like if it got to like $2 million, it would just be very dumb, right? But I don't know. Like the competitive spirit would probably keep going.
It's kind of in a way a funny and beautiful thing about the hobby, and maybe it's what taps us into our childhood, where you're obviously a smart guy, but when you fall in love with a card and the auction starts rolling, all logic goes off the window.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, it's game on. I'm bringing this card home.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm not buying these cards as investment, right? So I'm not like thinking about, oh, if I paid 1.3 million, would I be able to sell for 1.5 or $2 million in a few years? That's not my thought process. So the number doesn't matter that much. It's all what matters is how much it's worth to me and how much money I have to pay for this card.
I think you said it, where, you have so many of the significant, especially the 101 rookie cards, that I kind of got to the point where it's like, how do I have all of those and then not have this? Because it's kind of like the keystone card of that Celebrini collection. So how do you let that go?
Yeah, I'm actually going to make a display for the rainbow set of this card, right? So I think someone mentioned, forgot where I saw this. Before the gold outburst, people can claim that they have the best rainbow set of someone, right? Because there are 10 high classes. So you have the whole set. It's hard to say who has the best set. But now that there's the gold outburst, only one person can claim that. So that's kind of a unique perk that I got.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, where do you display that? Like in your like basement or your house or something like that? Or I mean, you might have to open a museum at some point here, man.
Yeah, I guess that I need to. Yeah, I haven't decided where I'm going to display it.
I do know you, because most of your other cards are not in a PSA holder. And so I know you talked about possibly crossing that over. Is that still in discussion? What are your plans with that?
Yeah, I mean, they're all in, at least the non-patch cards are all my hockey non-patch cards are in tag holders. So I already decided before I even won the card that it's going to go into a tag holder to match my other. I'm just a stickler for consistency. And
makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm going to cross it, and probably going to cross it with a grade, even if it's low, because it's a 1-on-1. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It might look bad, like in a tag 6 or 7 holder, but we'll see. We'll see how it grades.
Another side question about that. What's your process of cracking that and sending it in? Because I feel like that's a nerve-wracking experience, cracking that card out of a slab.
Can I film it?
Yeah, can we film it and make content out of it?
Well, it probably wouldn't matter if I put another scratch on it. But I've actually cracked like a 6-figure card before and damaged it. Well, I'll be careful.
Yeah.
But the problem is the new PSA slabs are really hard to crack.
They're like Gumby.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
super bendy, and so you don't
They're
want to
super
like.
bendy, they stick together. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're hard to crack. I have to find a good way to do it, or get some help from a master cracker.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 2 of his 3 shields. You have the Outburst Gold 101. Let's do the shields versus Outburst kind of comparison there. What do you value as more? Like, if you had to sell one today, one of the 3 cards, like rank them in order of like what you think you would ask the most and least money for.
Um, so obviously the Outburst Gold is my top card.
Yeah.
My second favorite would be his Exquisite Shield. I actually like the Exquisite Shield better than the True Shield, the one that I don't have. When the True Shield was pulled, I was actually trying to get it, but I decided to pass on it because at that time I thought it was too expensive. The number around then was $350,000 for the True Shield, and I believe I could have gotten it for that number, but I really thought it was too expensive. Probably should have gotten it.
Are you kicking yourself now?
A little bit, but not like I thought I made the right decision then. It's just I like the Exquisite Shield, which I already had, much better. I thought it was a much better looking card. I didn't really care that other people didn't think other people thought the True Shield was better. I just thought the True Shield didn't really look that good. Even though it was a redemption at the time, I could imagine what it would look like based off of all the other True Shields.
I mean, the Exquisite Shield did win an award, so
It did. It won the
that code for it.
for the best sports card of the year, which is I think a new award this year.
Oh yeah, Billy Celios let us know about it around 60,000 times. So I think he even had a T-shirt made.
He has a T-shirt. Yes.
Like best design T-shirt, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's a really good looking card. I think the Exquisite shields are really good looking. I actually started a collection of this year's Exquisite shields. Just wherever I can find.
Nice.
Oh, for that same year then? Celebrini's year?
2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Where do you fall like though in the lines of like that's not maybe most valuable, but just like ranking the most important is because there are 3 shields, does that kind of where they sort of like fight it out, and does that separate the Outburst 101 Young Guns a little bit ahead of those, or would you still put in like hobby importance or significance? Would you rank any of the shields ahead of the Young Gun?
For me, the Outburst Gold is the best card. Like,
Okay.
it's definitely debatable because the shield has the shield, right? Even though if it's not game used, it also has an autograph. So what that means is Celebrini has actually touched the card, whereas he's never touched the Gold Outburst. But maybe I'll have him touch it.
Yet. He hasn't touched it yet.
Well, I actually agree with you until, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on this too. If and when, and I'm going to assume when more than if, we start to see game used debut jersey shields for players, then those might, be a peg up of the Young Guns. What do you think about that?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I could see that. Game use versus player worn is a big difference. A game use shield, auto shield would be like the ultimate. And I do think that the Outburst Gold is relatively new. It came out in like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So it hasn't really caught on yet, right? As becoming one of the best cards. So it might take some time for that to become more popular. It is like the one-on-one parallel of the most iconic image of the player, right? If you talk about Celebrini rookie cards, you think of that picture, right? You don't even know what the shield looks like. Like if I ask you right now, what does the True Shield picture look like? You probably wouldn't be able to tell me.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, I mean, because of the shields, it's like basically a shoulder and above shot.
Yeah.
Typically with those, which I don't. I like more the full body picture. Have you ever met Macklin?
I have not. I have not. But I do live in the area. I've seen them play many times.
Have you seen the Instagram stuff out there about how what you paid for his rookie card is more than his salary next year?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure with endorsements, he's doing okay, but
Well, and he's gonna get a really nice next contract, so I think he's fine. So, or
Yeah, he's not complaining.
no. With the shields, because I know you did a poll on your Instagram, and it does, it is interesting because kind of the polls kind of keep suggesting that the hobby is ranking the shield over the gold outburst, but then the data just seems different than that, because we just did a segment last episode where we went through the top 10 gold outburst sales of all time, but we do know about some private sales that have happened where, like, the Demidov sold for 80,000 Canadian, and I don't think his shield is pulling that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like those gold outbursts are really pulling high numbers. So the hobby is saying one thing, but the wallets are kind of pointing in a different direction. So it's just interesting to see how this plays out over the next few years.
Yeah, that's why I did a poll, kind of asking people what they think the best card is and also what they think the most valuable card is. Because I think that's, in this case, a lot of people think that the best card may be the shield, but the most valuable may be the gold outburst. And like you said, there are 3 shields, so it gets kind of muddies the water a little bit in terms of which shield is better. There's still some debate. Like, I think the exclusive shield is the best one. Some people actually think the ultimate shield is the best one because it's the first one. But most people think true shield is the best one. But there's controversy. Whereas for the ultimate mode, there is no controversy. Like the other comparable would be the PMG gold, which I also got this year. But that's like yeah, that's one of my favorite cards as well. I really love PNGs. I actually collected the PNG, the original PNG sets from the 1990s.
Yeah, you have some Jordans, right?
Yeah, I upgraded my Jordan recently. The Jordan Red PMG is it's a 7-figure card. Like the last one sold for like 1.5 recently. Yeah, and that was was that in the BGS holder? Yeah, I think that was in the BGS holder. I had the PS 6.5.
Don't you have do you have a green one?
No.
Oh, okay.
That would be one of the ultimate cards in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
The PMG green Jordan. No, those go for like 5 million plus, or even more, because Kobe went for like 4 million recently.
Yeah. The getting back really quick to the outburst versus shields, do you guys think it could be a old guard versus new guard in the hobby? Could that be part of it too, where a lot of the people that have been around for a longer time, really kind of have had it cemented in them that the shields are the top banana, and then now or top dog, and then now these outbursts are very new, and maybe newer collectors are favoring those?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, shields have been around for decades, right? So it's been the ultimate card for that player for so long that most people still think it's the case. But Gold Outburst 101, it's a relatively new thing. There hasn't been a rookie kind of main 101 card before, other than the shield, right? So imagine if like Gretzky rookie card had a gold version that is wonderful. That would sell for.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it would be interesting if you took your poll and you went into the demographics of it and looked at the ages of the people who voted, and then like put that together, because you might see that a lot of people who are voting for the shields were an older demographic, and the people that were voting for the gold outbursts were the teenagers or the young 20s.
Possibly, yeah. I would say pretty likely. Because yeah, I would say also because like the gold outburst seems more accessible, right? Anyone can buy a Bossa flagship and pull it if they're
With a huge point.
really lucky. Whereas the shield, like most people can't afford a box of the cup.
Well, it's a great equalizer, right? Where, you and I might be on total different financial spectrums, but we can both compete for that same card. And that's James's story right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Are there
I hope
any
he's
big
at
Macklin
Disneyland
card?
right
Oh, go ahead.
now. I hope he's at Disneyland right now.
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm sure
know he's planning trip. When my wife found out that I opened a case of that product and didn't hit the gold outburst, she was kind of mad that I wasn't the one who pulled it. So
Are there any big Macklin cards left that you don't have other than the Cup RP or Shield RPA?
No.
the short answer. The short answer is no.
I'm trying to think what else I like. My chase is complete pretty much for his rookie cards. Right. Honestly, like there'll always be more Macklin cards, but none as big as the rookie cards. But I guess like second year shields are also pretty cool because they're actually rookie year game used.
Uh-huh.
Well, another thing I'm trying to collect is his notable nameplates.
That's tough.
Yeah, and like they made 9 one of ones, I guess, of each of his letter of his name. So that's tough, but
I can't wait till you're one away. Don't publicize that because you'll get one away and then somebody will hold that.
It's on my Instagram.
Oh, dude, you're gonna get held hostage for
that last E,
No. Do you think you've personally moved either the Celebrini market or the hockey market?
I think so. I mean, once I started bidding like a couple years ago, setting all-time high prices, the market has gone up on Celebrini. But then, I mean, nothing compared to what he's done for his own card market, right? So if he didn't have the crazy year last year, the market wouldn't be where it is today. So yeah, I would say he's done more for his cards than I have.
Well, and maybe lost in that too a little bit is we don't often think about this, but you paid $1.281 million for the card, which means that there was an underbidder who was willing to pay more than $1 million for that card too.
Right.
Yeah, when it got past $800,000, I knew I wasn't bidding against a hockey collector. Right? Nobody collecting hockey would pay that much money for this card.
Only
I was bidding against like a private equity, a fund, some company buying the card for marketing purposes, or a trophy collector. In the end, I think I was bidding against a trophy collector, someone who just wanted a big card, right? The biggest card in hockey, or one of the biggest cards in hockey. So, and where the needs, right? So it wasn't about what the card itself is really worth. It's just about how much he wanted it versus how much I wanted it.
Uh-huh.
So my next question is when does the United States Postal Service deliver this card to you?
I am soon, but it's not
Okay.
either USPS.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
What's your plan for? Yeah, what's your plan for securing the card?
Probably it will be delivered via a secure delivery company like Malpa or Brinks.
Okay.
Yeah. So for
I'm unfamiliar with those companies.
Yeah, we were just like fish out of water.
We're little dolphins. So how does that work with those companies?
Yeah, for like cards that are like 6 figures, high 6 figures, 7-figure cards, they would use a company called Malka Me, which is a vault company, also a shipping company. What they would do is it would be delivered in an armored truck, and basically it would be secure all the way from from where it was sent to where it was delivered. So they would come to your house or wherever you decided to meet them, and come with an armored truck and armored personnel in a secure bag.
That's pretty.
Wow.
It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
It's kind of James Bondish there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get my card by the USP. Yeah, we'll forever tease James for mailing that card to Golden, by the way. But that's probably the bigger miracle. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, so you're still a couple Celebrini chases. What about like now we have Ivar Stenberg lining up? Are you gonna go after him too?
Yeah, I'm a big Sharks fan, so I definitely will go after him. Yeah, we'll see. Probably not as big as Celebrini, but in terms of me going after him, but we'll see. Yep.
Is there any other 26, 27 rookies coming up? Like, are you intrigued by Gavin McKenna or Porter Martone or Anton Frondel or anyone else?
I think Gavin will be pretty big. I don't know if I'm gonna go for his cards. Yeah, I might. But I'm more of a Sharks fan than anything else.
Well, that's awesome. Oh, I wanted to ask this a minute ago, but I'll kind of retreat a little bit back to our Celebrini conversation. Looking back on the experience now over the last year plus and kind of chasing his rookies, has it been fun?
Well, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, I used to own the one of the Topps the Topps Wayne Gretzky rookie card, PSA 10, one of the two. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I sold it, and just recently got back into hockey cards a couple years ago with Celebrini. When he started becoming kind of a thing, I decided to get back in and buy his cards, and that's what got me back into this hobby.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Now, did you sell the Gretzky that got cracked and signed?
I did. It's very shocking to me that someone would crack a PSA 10 Gretzky and put it into the CGC 10 CGC 10 holder, even if it's signed. I'm not big on signing cards, especially like rare cards. I actually think it brings the value down. Because it's not a 10 anymore when someone signed it, even if it's signed by the actual player. Right? I'd love like rookie base cards signed by players. I think those are really cool. Especially for kids. But signing like a big card, it doesn't really add much for me.
Do you think if that card goes on the open market, though, it will sell for more than having that IP auto on there?
Having the auto would sell for more today if someone auctioned it. It might, but I won't be going after it. Right? I know a lot of other people won't be going after it. So if like the top chasers aren't going after it, it may hurt the market. But I know there are some people who think that this is like his best autograph card. But it's not for me.
Do you have any other interest in vintage? Are your tastes expanding at this point at all? Or are you still pretty kind of locked in on the prospects for the Sharks?
I don't know. I might start collecting a few vintage, but I won't go pretty crazy with vintage. I don't really like to collect players I haven't seen playing. Right? So I've seen Gretzky play, but like some of the much older like hockey players I've barely even heard of, right?
Right.
And to be honest, like your segment about vintage cards, I skip over that every time.
Tempted to
Josh
end the interview.
Is so sad.
No, that's why
all
we have
his hard
chapters.
work.
That's why we have chapters, because we have people that are vintage hockey collectors. That's their favorite segment of our show.
Yeah.
We try to.
At least, yeah.
Okay. Well, they're recorded on YouTube. You can go back and watch all 600 of them so far and see if it changed you at all. Okay, I just have like some.
You've done a lot of content. I mean, I think you've done a lot of like I'm really love watching your show. So I think you've done a lot of
Thank
good
you.
stuff for the hobby.
Thank you. How many people message you on Instagram a day?
That's a great question.
Um, so I make a habit of responding to every message, at least if in the emoji or something. So about, I would say like 50 people a day message me. The day I won the Celebrini, I got like 500 messages, but
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
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 What are some of the weirdest requests you get from people other than me? I'd rather keep those private.
Weirdest requests? I mean, I get a
Yeah.
lot of interview requests. I get a lot of people obviously I get a lot of people offering me cards. Like all of them, right? Like I bought this card, they offer like random stuff, like even like $100 cards. Like just yeah, so that gets annoying sometimes. I have to say no thanks a lot. What else? People ask me a lot of questions I don't know anything about. Like they might ask me questions about vintage cards and like know much about it. But I try to point people in the right direction. But yeah, but I try to help people if I can.
Have you gotten a sense of like, because hockey is a very or a fraction of what you collect. If you go to your Instagram, you can see tons of other. You have TCG and One Piece and Pokemon and basketball and probably some other stuff too. Have you, in the last year, is there any sense that the appeal of the hockey hobby is expanding at all? Are you getting questions from friends in other genres about hockey, or is it still just our own little group in the corner?
It's definitely expanding, but I would say it's still pretty much a kind of its own thing. Yeah, it's huge in Canada, obviously. So the weird thing about hockey is whenever someone says price, I would always have to ask USD or Canadian.
I know.
Yes.
Well, you say USD, like that's second nature. I'll be at the groceries, or my wife asks me, "How much does it cost?" And I'll say USD now because it was hammered as an American, when we started our show, and I would talk about price. Canadians would always ask, "Is that Canadian or USD?" So
Yeah, it's kind of a unique thing with hockey. It never happens with any other card I collected. For like yeah. So but the hockey, I think hockey is definitely getting more attention. Obviously, the Celebrini card would help. I do know more and more bigger players getting into hockey. But yeah, but it's still kind of its own thing. It's still pretty small. Like I mean, the good thing is the value wise, it's very affordable compared to like or other sports,
yeah,
right? So like the same comparison Celebrini would be like the Cooper Flag card that sold for was it $1 million? No, that hasn't been sold yet. Never mind. But it's been like
There's
often, like,
bounties. Yeah.
yeah.
Huge bounties for it.
Well, I think it was like the Shohei, like
the shit sold for 11. Yeah,
yeah,
11 million or something.
there's actually for $11 million. Was
You don't go for baseball though, right? You're basketball and
No, the only baseball I have is actually right now the only non-hockey cards I have are the PMG sets I collected from the 90s.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really go for much anything else after that.
You don't have the kabooms anymore?
I do.
Oh,
I do. Sorry, yeah, my bad. The PMGs and the Kaboom. The 2018 Kaboom gold and green set. Yeah. I collect so many things I kind of start to forget about.
well, at some point, I like this is an honest question. Have you ever considered like hiring a curator to help you curate all this?
I have not. I think the joy of collecting is kind of curating myself.
Okay.
So I have a master spreadsheet that has everything on it. Like I track all the prices at everything. Yeah.
Oh, you're a spreadsheet guy.
Yeah. And we'll
Yeah.
spreadsheet.
Do you do like an app like Card Ladder or whatever and put your collection in that, or to keep track, or it's just all on spreadsheet?
It's all on spreadsheet. There's no easy way to kind of import what I have or keep them in sync with like the online databases. Yeah. My spreadsheet has like 20 tabs of all the different kind of cards I collect.
Got it.
Irrespective of value, what's your favorite hockey card?
I mean, definitely the Celebrini Opera's Gold.
Okay. So you think like when that comes, that's the one you'll look at the most and it'll just make you smile?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sure.
Where will that rank with any other card in your collection? Like, is there a card that stands all above the rest for you?
Card that stands above the rest. I can name a few cards, right? I know it's hard to compare between the different categories. Like one of the top cards is my Magic the Gathering Alpha Black Lotus CGC Pristine 10 card.
Okay.
I bought that a few years ago for $3 million. And that was like one of the most expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like it's like the Magic is the first like trading card game. So it's like the G of trading cards. It's still very popular today. And the Alpha Black Lotus is one of the most powerful cards.
Okay.
And it's been banned from plays ever since because it's
No way.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So you and Post Malone duke it out for those cards.
Yes. Seriously.
Yeah. So and CG Pristine 10 is one of the best graded ones. So it's a very valuable card. And it's really cool.
Do you get a chuckle how it seems like any hockey card that sells for more than 20 grand, like people are like, well, it must be Ben.
Yeah. Becoming a thing. And it's also like whenever a high sale happens, a lot of people say it must be money laundering. Like nobody would pay that much for a card. I've heard people say that about my purchases all the time. Like I must be money laundering. Yeah.
Well, and I know you covered this last time, but maybe because I'm sure there'll be people that were watching 8 months ago, a year ago, like why do you choose to be private and stay anonymous and do that?
I guess I like my privacy. I don't really care for people to know who I am. Also, kind of the focus is about collecting, right? I enjoy collecting. It's not about who I am. For me, it's like there are a few people in this space who are all they care about is just kind of their brand, right? Their personality, their person. For me, it's all about the cards, right? So on my Instagram, all I show is my collection and my cards. That's all that matters in my mind.
The cards are the stars, as Phil says.
That's what we always say. Yeah, the cards are the stars. You must get crazy offers from, and I'm not saying that to mention these people like specifically like by like the golden auctions of the world and all to where they want to come do content with you and stuff like that. I would assume all the time.
Offers to do what? Sorry.
Would you just to like collaborate and do content and stuff like that?
Yeah. Upper Deck asked me to display my cards at the National this year, but unfortunately we couldn't get that to work. I thought it was kind of because I wasn't going to go there and just a lot of cards and it didn't make sense this year. Maybe next year. I'm probably going to do some stuff with Upper Deck in terms of like social media. We'll see.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, a lot of I think helping push the hockey hobby forward is interesting to me.
Even in like incognito mode, do you ever plan to go to like the expo or the national? Does that even interest you and walking around big shows like that?
Yeah, it does. I was actually talking to someone. So I'm a huge coin collector as well.
Okay.
And I have one of the best coins in the world. And I was incognito at a coin show a couple years ago.
Really?
And then and I was walking around and some dealer was trying to sell me some coins, like some really expensive coins, and he was telling me all about the coin I own. How it's the best coin in the world and like how much it went for. And I was in my mind, I was just kind of laughing and saying like, If you only knew.
You only knew.
You only knew, buddy.
Yeah, trying to educate me about the coin I own.
Yes, that's amazing.
Exactly. If I went to a card show.
So we went like 4 years without $1 million. Wait, was the last $1 million card sale the Gretzky you sold?
It might have been.
Maybe.
Yeah, I sold it in 2022.
Yeah, it was. So there was like
Yeah.
4 years in between, and you were involved in both of them. How long before the next $1 million hockey card sale?
What would it be though? Right? Oh,
don't know.
probably like I wouldn't be surprised if it's soon. Like I've been offered like the Connor McDavid shield, for example, for over $1 million. I don't think it's worth that much, but I can see that selling for $1 million. Like that is one of his rookie shields. Yeah.
Like the Crosby Ultimate Rookie Shield, I think for sure I would never
Yeah.
sell that for less than $1 million now.
Yeah. Wait, do you own that?
No, I wouldn't be here. You got a boat.
What do you would never sell it for under $1 million?
You're right. I would sell it for $1 million because it would be the right thing to do for my family, and I would hate that I'm an adult for a long time. But yeah. I mean, that is kind of like an interesting thought exercise. Like, what other card would you pay more than $1 million for right now? I could see McDavid, that there would definitely be people willing to do that, or Crosby or Ovechkin.
Or Gretzky, right? One of the
Yeah.
Gretzky PSA 10s could come out.
Are you a Gretzky collector at all? Any interest in some of his like high-end stuff?
Yeah, maybe. But the only card I got recently was I got a O-Pee-Chee PSA 9, which I just posted on my Instagram. I figured I needed that card in my collection to be a true hockey collector, right?
Sure. Well, I think if you're not a true hockey collector at this
I'm not
point, I
sure.
don't know who is. I mean, that you've definitely invested a lot. So like one of the things Dave and I talk about a lot is in our own little world, like we've kind of put like limits on our collections. And I'm not talking about like monetarily, but more just on quantity, right? Because you start to get to where you can have, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 cards. And it's like, well, how do I manage this? How do I enjoy this? And like, is it too much? Do you have any sort of like operating rules or like constraints around like how you want to curate your entire collection?
Pretty much I stop buying if I run out of money. That's my rule.
Okay.
But yeah, I've actually had to start selling some cards, which is to fund my new purchases. I'm selling some of my big Pokemon cards to fund the Celebrini. So I can't go crazy anymore. I don't have infinite amount of money, but I don't really have a set rule on like what how big my can grow to. Yeah.
We do that too. I'm doing that right now on my own like scale, and part of me thinks so that actually in a way adds to the hobby experience. Like if you had Elon Musk money, right, where it was just an infinite well that you could tap into, it's like, sometimes to give away something that hurts a little bit in order to get something, I don't know if it makes it more an enriching experience if that.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah. I would agree.
I think it also focuses you because, I'm in the same boat too. I just purchased a big card. I sent a submission into Slab Sharks. It didn't quite cover it. So now I'm back into my collection, pulling out cards to fund the rest of it. And, some of the cards you have to pick kind of hurt, or, you start realizing, oh, wow, I bought this card maybe a couple of years ago. It kind of, I kind of glance over it. Doesn't really maybe not fit my collection anymore. I don't really care about it that much. But because I have to do that to try to, create the funds for this, it kind of forces you to do it. And then it kind of hones in your collection. So in a way, kind of not having like an infinite amount of money I think in a way is helpful to try to, tune in your collection and really be able to go back and look at it and go, wow, every single card that I have, I just am in love with.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think I have purchased some cards over the years that don't really quite fit. So I have actually sold some of the hockey cards. Like I sold a bunch of Lane Hudson, like basically all my Lane Hudson cards the past year, because I decided I bought him because he was a cool like rookie prospect, but I don't really
Yeah.
follow him. I never see him play. Where I decided to kind of like focus on Sharks players and sold off his cards to a like a really big Lane Hudson collector, right? And
Oh, nice.
they were ecstatic about um getting purchasing my cards. So I think it was win-win.
Yeah, so it went to a good home. Now I know, and I think people will be happy to know that you don't buy cards as an investment and you do it for the love of collecting, which is, I think, awesome, my opinion. But that being said, how do you feel about just the general rise of the collectible markets? Do you think that sort of an inevitable bubble or scale back is coming? Are you bullish or bearish on the hobby market as a whole?
Long term bullish, but there's always going to be pullbacks, right? Um, right now it seems very frothy. Just all these big sales, especially for like I mean, I guess even hockey because of the Celebrini sale, but non-hockey sports cards are just crazy. Like today, like
Yeah.
paying 8 figures for a card that just came out like less than a year ago. Um, yeah, there are probably going to be some pullbacks. But from my like people ask me, like I'm not buying to invest, right? So it doesn't matter to me because I'm not selling. Right. To me, if I don't sell something, I haven't lost any money.
Yeah, yeah. There's no value attached until you decide to sell it. I think too, and maybe you might even know more about this world than I do, but a lot of these really big purchases, there's when you look at like the sort of the breakdown of why somebody would pay 8 figures for a card, there's a lot of interests outside of just the love of collecting that, and I'm not saying are bad, but they're more business interests that go into like a big retail store like Dick's Sporting Goods buying the Paul Skeens card in order. I mean, there's a marketing. They may have spent $1 million on the card, but gotten $5 million worth of media value for that, and that's actually then a pretty good deal.
Yep. Yep, for sure. And there's definitely a lot of like private equity, hedge funds getting into the card space. I mean, which is good. But it inflates the price, and at least on the top end of the spectrum. But then it triples down to the bottom. So I hate to see like collectors getting priced out. But it's a little bit of that is happening.
Yeah, I think we have to be more selective. All of us do, right? It's like the prices are raised for you too, and you have to really decide, do I want this card at that amount or do I sit it out and maybe risk I never get it if the market continues to always go up, but it won't. We know that, right?
Yeah.
And or do I just have to be a little bit more patient, which is, a lot of this hobby is driven by impulse, so it's very hard for a lot of people to do. Now, do you rip like a lot of do you buy into breaks? Do you rip or are you mainly a singles buyer at this point?
I do. I buy into breaks a lot. Um, I bought cases of cars, like all the new series that come out. I probably buy a case.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
I never really get anything, but
Join the club.
but I have to say, ripping flagship is tough. Like ripping a case of flagship is a lot of work.
Well, there's
So
no
enjoy.
case hit, so it's not like
Yeah.
you're guaranteed to hit something huge. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's why I do appreciate whatnot and the breaks where I can just buy like my Sharks team and just watch someone break or not even watch it, right? Just come back later and say what I hit.
What's the biggest
Um,
card you've ever hit in a break?
uh trying to think. Nothing really. Um I hit a Macklin Celebrini platinum portrait from the Magic Universe set. I mean, that's a really cool card where there's like cutouts. I posted on my Instagram. I hit that, which is, I mean, what is that? Maybe $1,000 card or something? Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I really like those actually.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. But that was one of the bigger hits.
It's one of those like really kind of far out there designs that still kind of works.
Yeah, actually, something weird about the card. I know someone told me after I posted it. There's a piece of it that is still stuck on the card that probably should have been cut out.
Oh,
because like they have like a lot of cutouts, right? So someone had like they had using the machine to cut it out and punch it off, right? So one of the pieces is still sticking to my card, and I honestly don't think PSA noticed.
Yeah, probably not. Well, when you get like a card that has that many die cuts in it, it's they might not even be able to, recognize what was supposed to be cut out.
It's not.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Well, Ben, you congratulations, you got your card.
Yep.
You've definitely made a lot of waves, and I really appreciate you doing this because I think there's a lot of curiosity about there, like what motivates someone like yourself to do this, and the fact that it is a collecting story. I mean, maybe I'm being a little Pollyanna here, but I think that's that people will be relieved in the hobby because unlike maybe basketball or other Pokemon or some of the other where there's more of that investment focus, I think that the collector mindset still very much matters to the larger community of the hockey hobby.
Yep. A lot of people told me that they're glad that the card got sold to a collector and not just like fun or someone. They appreciate that it's actually going to someone who would appreciate the card for what it is and not just the value and marketing and publicity.
All right. Good luck in your next adventures. I'm sorry, anyone out there that wanted to collect Ivar Stenberg, you're screwed. All right, Ben, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks,
Okay.
Ben.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you to Benjamin again for taking the time to spend on our show. Phil, did you get to listen a little beforehand? Or?
I apologize, but I did talk to Ben all week.
Okay.
Yeah, he spent the most money I've ever received for a hockey card. Thank you, Benjamin.
Oh,
yeah.
It's weird that should be in the papers.
Yeah.
Not the Celebrini, right?
Nah, forget it. Phil sold $1,000 card. I made a $200 profit.
And it only took Phil 3 trips to the post office to get it.
Quiet, David. Nobody. No, that doesn't matter. It's done.
Probably the most shocking start to an interview ever on this show when we're like, Ben, what do you think now about buying the Celebrini? He's like, I think I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that curveball.
I tried to return it. No returns.
Yeah. Well, obviously it's I think all of us have curiosity, right? Like what it's like to be able to operate at that level within the hobby and shell out that amount for cards. Yeah, the other thing that stood out for me and was, that he admitted he doesn't have an endless amount of money. He has to sell some Pokemon cards to help fund the Celebrini purchase. What else stood out to you though, Dave?
I thought it was funny how we asked him, we're like, so what's the next big Celebrini rookie card you're chasing? And he's like, well, I pretty much have all of them. Like there's not any more. There's the cup shield. Yeah, that's it. Like he literally has every 101 big rookie card. He has them all. So that's pretty impressive. So, but also it's really nice to know, he's collecting Celebrini, not because he's the hot young new rookie, but because he's a Sharks fan. And
I know that's the worst part. Like
he's a fan of the team and Celebrini's his guy. And so, it's nice to see that card and go to a collector, maybe not like a investment group or something like that. So I think everyone was kind of pulling for that to happen. And so, it was really good to catch up with him.
Maybe there's a Montgomery M in Miami, Florida that likes Brady Tkachuk like a lot. Yeah. So hit me up. I got some stuff you might want. Yeah.
The Caramel Tycoon, Montgomery M.
Why couldn't Brady be traded to San Jose? That would solve a lot of problems for me.
That would. You should be trying to get that to happen.
I just get Ben to fly in. All right, Phil, what are we doing this? Maybe at the Tim Hortons.
I also loved your question, Dave, about like how do you get a card like that? Like we're kind of in like the eBay standard envelope realm. That's how we get our cards. And when he said armored truck, I was like, whoa.
Yes. It's like, oh, we're in a different, definitely in a different
demographic there.
So Phil, we asked them like, so how are you getting this card? Obviously it's not going to get mailed to you. And so he explained the company that ships big cards like this, and basically it's guarded and armored the whole
with
way.
Like suitcase handcuffed to the dude's like pretty much.
Yeah.
Is it called Death Row Records? No.
Suge Knight delivers the card to you, actually.
You probably won't get the card if it's that's a long time ago. Yeah, I'm showing my age there. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. Thanks to Ben. Slab Sharks, the Gongshow partner and sponsor, thankful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly auction is live, ends Thursday night. Head to slabsharks.com, mark your favorites, get those bids in. About 7,500 cards to bid on this week. Have you guys seen the clear cut Schaefer 101? It's up to 35,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Johnny hit that, at Mint Inc. I think they hit that there.
Oh,
they posted a video. It was just some guy. So a guy came in, he bought a box, he opened it. It was an okay card. And then he was like, I'm going to buy another one. So then he buys a second one, and that's the card he hit. So
Johnny put, he put, this is what the hobby's all about. I buy my cards and I leave. I find that reminds me of when I used to bartend in suburbia, my first job. There was a dad who always used to go get milk, and he would slam 3 vodkas. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks, Phil. See ya. And he would, go get his milk and go home. His wife wouldn't. Well, maybe she knew.
That's not healthy drinking habits, I don't think.
It just reminds me of that. When I hang out with, when I'm out of the box, sometimes guys roll in hard, man. They just rap, and they leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's different.
But some of them, that's the experience, right?
That's you. I bet you that's you.
No, wow.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I have
Maybe?
opened boxes at the LCS. It's very few times. I generally like to bring it home. Well, now I open it on camera, but
mine's lame, but
it's
a ritual.
Yeah, okay. So take this guy who did it. He came in, he bought a box. What if he bought a box and went home?
Yeah.
And then he would have opened it and been like, okay, well, it's okay, Paul.
Yeah, true.
But because he opened it there and he wasn't satisfied, then he bought another one, and then the magic happened. So
I'm more on like Phil's, like personally, I don't think I've ever opened a box at a shop. Now, if a shop had like a cool like lounging area with tables where you could like hang out with friends, like that would be different. Like if we could all go together and say, hey, let's each buy a box and sit down and rip it, I would totally be game for that. But typically I take mine home.
So one of the times I went, it was with Chandler and his dad. And we went to Burbank and we bought some boxes, and then we just sat down at the table and we opened all at the same time together. So that was fun because we were experiencing it together. It's the same thing. Like, when we go, we do our Minnesota trip, it's really fun to hang out in your gazebo. And so I think, and open those boxes, but I think a lot of people, they don't have like a group of friends to open boxes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So they like that experience of being in the shop with the people.
All right. Let's move on. Jesus.
That's the experience.
Got it, Dave. I stand corrected.
Do you want me to explain it one more way from like a different
please.
angle? No,
Please.
no, not so much.
Even though more remarkable that he opened in the shop, I would have never guessed a Schaefer clear cut auto would be at 35,000 Canadian with less than, or with 4 days left in the auction. This hobby's going crazy.
Yeah.
I would have never couldn't have predicted that.
We talk about significant cards, right? Significant 101 cards. Like, where does this fall in that? Of course, it's cool. It's got the inscription, but it's a clear cut. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Go grab that bag if you hit a big card right now. Holy moly.
Yeah, you're getting into like Crosby RPA or Ovechkin RPA territory, right? Like that's crazy.
It definitely is selling season. I've been combing through my cards, see what I can move to need to pay for some other cards. Dave, you just showed you got another submission ready to roll in. The hockey season, of course, is quickly approaching. The hobby is white hot. I don't know if there's been too many better times to consider moving cards than right now, and that's just the truth. We'd definitely recommend Slab Sharks, as they are the biggest and best, in our opinion, weekly hockey auction. Whether you have $20 cards or $100,000 cards, those are moving each week in the auction. If you're an American collector, we are, of course, the official submission center for Slab Sharks. You just send your cards to us, either to our P.O. box or via UPS or FedEx. What's your poison, Dave? How are you sending it to us?
You mean like what carrier?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably USPS.
Armored Guard?
I'm not Armored Guard. Not enough to justify that, but we're just going to send a regular mail.
Okay.
I don't have a Gold Outburst 101 in there, so I'll be fine with the.
Has anyone ever hit one? I've never hit a Gold Outburst.
No.
I haven't hit one.
How many 101s have you hit in a box? I think I've done it once or maybe twice.
None.
Do you count printing plates?
No.
I hit a Michael Bodker high gloss once.
I've hit like, I want to say like 3 or 4.
Oh, God.
So.
Well, you've opened probably more boxes than us, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you are an American collector and you have questions on the auction, reach out anytime. We're happy to help. Love for you to give us a shot with the test submission. If you've never tried Slab Sharks, I literally don't think you'll be disappointed. If you are in the U.S., you can go to slabsharksusa.com, or you can always go to slabsharks.com for complete consignment info, including payout rates. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
News from the hobby.
Well, we have a Jordan PMG record that is so bonkers, had to talk about it. Since 2012, really, hockey has been the home of the PMG, right? It's kind of the only game in town because Upper Deck owns the IP and they have the NHL license and none of the rest. Its roots, though, as we've talked about before, go back to basketball in the 1990s when G. McLeod, our friend of the show, and her husband Earl created Skybox Metal Universe and the PMG. And the basketball ones are on a completely different level than hockey.
Yes.
Bigly. 97-98 Michael Jordan Red PMG out of 100, graded BGS 8 via Alt, just sold for $1,473,989 the other day, setting a new public sale. Again, this is a red PMG out of 100. $1.5 million US dollars.
Crazy.
The exact same card last sold in 2021 for $480,000, so it's up $1 million since 2021.
Ooh, wow.
And another copy of a red PMG is sold for as little recently as $298,000. So, yeah, there's a big pop up. If you're wondering about the pop count of this card in BGS, I think it was kind of probably where it was graded the most back in the day. There's 11 BGS 8s, 11 BGS 8.5s, and 2 BGS 9.5. So there's 13 just in BGS graded higher than this $1.5 million sale.
Wow.
Comparatively, the highest selling hockey red PMG is a 2012 Fleer Retro Wayne Gretzky with the same iconic 97-98 retro card design, sold for $13,255 US in May of 2022.
It's embarrassing.
So we're comparing 1.473 million to 13 grand.
Just take that off the screen, please.
And again, these are the two goats of their respective sports.
It's up for debate. I don't know.
No.
Trying to make it interesting.
No.
I always thought that this is a card that if basketball collectors ever get into hockey is, and I think that's kind of like Phil, why you and I tend to buy them a little bit, that they might, other than they're cool, they might gravitate to them. Mm-hmm. It is hard to explain the difference, though. I mean, listen, nobody's saying basketball or hockey is bigger than basketball, but
I am.
Or
way
they're
better.
not.
One's a sport, one's exercise.
No, bigger as a hobby. But it is hard to still calibrate, knowing that we know basketball is way bigger. 1.5 million to 13 grand. I mean, that seems like just a crazy gulf. And
so what if this big hockey push isn't a push? It's just leveling out the field. I don't think there's enough money in the hobby though. Like that's like I've been around forever. Like there's only a certain amount of volume. Like unless these are all collectors are going to stick with us, right? I mean, that'd be cool. Like, I mean, what's the best thing for the hobby? San Jose wins the Stanley Cup next year, right? That would be ideal. Then Ben makes some new friends. Ben, go make friends. Tell them how great the game of hockey is. May it all grow.
Well, what's kind of interesting, I caught this morning while I was prepping for the show, Jeremy Lee's show, Sports Cards Live. Check them out on YouTube. They had the guy Jason Kuntz on, who was actually the underbidder for the Celebrini.
Oh, Kuntz was? Yeah, he's got a bad rep. I like him. He's all right. He blinks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. What was interesting about that, though, is he didn't know much about Macklin Celebrini. He just heard advice from people saying that he's the next big thing and that this is his iconic card. And so I went for it. And, you know, obviously bid like 1.2 million or something like that. So I think to your point, Phil, that's an example of, now will Kuntz become a hockey collector? Probably not. He said he has like some Gretzky, PSA 9, O-Pee-Chees. But
you gotta like the game. If you don't like the game, like hockey's one, like a poor hockey game, a bad Ottawa Senators game, I would turn off if I wasn't a fanatic. Bad hockey's really not entertaining. I'd rather watch a average NFL game, which is way more entertaining than a average hockey game any day. Now, when you get a good hockey game, that's phenomenal. That is a clash of titans. That is chess and checkers mixed in one. I think it's hard for a lot of people. They don't know the rules. Like offside would get annoying. So it all depends. If the game, they fall in love with it, he'll be a hockey fan. So,
Benjamin said in his interview with us that he knew once the card went over $1 million, he wasn't bidding against a hockey fan anymore. He was bidding against
there you go
someone else. Like, so he knew, because he's like, I'm the only one that's got that kind of coin in the hockey hobby. It's not that big. So, you know, he surpassed everyone else and then knew it was
we know some people who could go toe to toe with him, but not consistently. You know, that's like probably the thing. It's like, well, can you do that again tomorrow? I'd rather not. You know? Yeah.
It did make me grateful in a sense, the more I thought about this situation, in that, can you imagine like if the hockey hobby was on the same financial plane as basketball, like we wouldn't be able to afford anything.
I'm already like the last 3 Slab Sharks auction, I haven't bid on a card because I've been outbid before I can even snipe. So I haven't even, not only have I not won a card, I haven't even bid on a card. So it's just, it's getting cards. Yeah. And so, and that's with the level that we're at right now. So pretty crazy.
Okay. PSA has extended turnaround times on regular tiers. They announced, or the regular tier, they announced this past week that they'll be extending the turnaround times, which is that their regular or $80 service level. So after shutting down all their value tiers in June, the regular level has been the lowest available option to you. And apparently, you know, they just, right, you play with economic levers, right? Supply and demand. Well, we're going to make it a lot more expensive with the idea that it'll decrease demand. And it's not working, I guess, that they have been overwhelmed with $80 submissions. And here's what they had to say. We're updating estimating your turnaround times on the regular service level to give you a more accurate view of timing as we continue working through our current backlog. If your regular service submission has not yet completed grading, the updated estimates will apply to your order. We apologize for the additional wait and appreciate your patience as we work through the increased volume. So going forward, when you pay $80 to have that card graded, the turnaround times used to be 30 to 40 days, are now 70 to 80 business days.
Woo! I'm
reading the tea leaves. I don't think
value's ever coming back.
I don't think value $25 a card is ever coming back. Yeah, I think it's going to be $50 or $80 moving forward for the lowest tier.
I may be speaking out of knowledge, but wasn't a big, huge part of this that people were grading like $5, $10 Pokemon cards by the hundreds of thousands, and
maybe
that just sort of overwhelmed them. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If you're looking for like good news or silver lining, they also did say that, or PSA did say that when they shut down in June, their stated backlog was 12 million cards. Apparently they've whittled that down to 5 billion.
Well, that's good. It's over 50% down.
Yeah.
Math show.
New product release is brought to you by Gongshow friend and partner GP Sport Cards and Total Sport Cards. Hit up Grant's breaks Wednesday and Friday night. You can get your spots at gpsportcards.com. Also sign up for his newsletter on their site and you get alerted when new spots post and what the break schedules are. TotalSportsCards.com is the site to buy any and all of your hockey hobby box needs. Grant and team will ship them to you anywhere in Canada. Finally, sell Grant your cards. He buys every day. I wonder if, like, in the last 1,000 days, how many days Grant has not bought a hockey card? What would you guys guess?
I think he buys the card every day.
He probably does. He's always buying. You can reach out to the shop in Etobicoke, which is in the GTA, as the kids like to say.
No, not all kids like to say GTA. No, we just don't.
I think they do.
Well, yeah, because they're self-important.
Yeah. Or connect with them on social, set up a time to review what you got, and let them make you an offer. So for new product releases, I wanted to go through the release calendar. According to Upper Deck, and sorry, fine people at Upper Deck, I just don't believe you. There's 7 hockey releases in the month of September.
I know you give us money and all, but yeah, I don't believe you.
This isn't happening. I mean, if it did, it would be a bonkers month for the hobby. That's for sure. And what I think, like, typically what happens when the release calendar is stacked for a month is the stuff that's more coming up more soon is or sooner is more likely to happen, and then a couple towards the end or 1 or 2 might get pushed. So on 9/2, September 2nd, when school's back in session, we'll have 3 hockey releases that day. The 25-26 Fleer Ultra PWHL, which is I think was the first non-flagship PWHL set, so that's very cool to see. 26 Team Canada Juniors. How many Canada sets does Upper Deck make a year?
Not enough.
I feel like every month there's a.
Well, it comes. I guess it's easier to look at it this way. When you're the most storied country in that sport, it comes with responsibility. So you have to keep the fans happy. You have to keep the consumer, wanting more. That's why, you guys will maybe get there. We'll find out.
What was the set like a month ago? Was that just Team Canada?
That was just Team
was
Canada.
That
it's not the
my favorite one?
juniors.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That had all the veterans and legends in it.
Yeah.
Then we have Phil's favorite cards, the acetate patch autos, coming out with Upper Deck Premiere on September 2nd. So that's a big release. And Premiere rookie patch autos there. Then you have Artifacts on, which is 2026-27 Artifacts. So now we're getting into the new rookie class out before the season starts. Right now scheduled for September 16th. I still have a hard time calibrating around that, where for a few years after the stay-at-home time, it was like a December or January release. And then, which at that point, so now all the redemptions make a lot more sense in context that this comes out before Gavin McKenna and a lot of these other rookies have ever even played an NHL game.
We're talking about Artifacts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Confuses me.
Then, thank the Lord, and finally, Upper Deck is putting some respect on our name.
Yeah.
2026 Team USA.
You call
Juniors
it respect, I say sympathy.
is out on 9/16. I wonder if I didn't check, but it might be sold out already.
Is that being released in only the US? Because in Canada, you can only get the Team Canada box in Canada.
Yeah. How many sets do you plan to collect, Phil?
Well, that one, I'm not really a third place kind of guy, so I will not be buying that World Juniors.
Well, actually, you're mistaken. You should go look up the preview. So apparently in this set, all the parallels are gold. There's average gold, super gold, and also the very, very tough pull, the way better than our friends in the apartment upstairs gold.
Well, yeah, it's the white ribbon. Everyone's a winner. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. You guys didn't even medal in the juniors, if I remember correctly. I think I do, but
nobody cares. Medal. We won the Olympics.
Yeah.
No one watches the Olympics.
Then apparently a week later, we have 25-26 ice. We're all pretty excited to see the new ice. Totally reconfigured. I think Upper Deck calls it reimagined. Just like a couple highlights and to show you how different this will be. Ice Premieres will now be autos and patch autos, not the kind of acetate insert cards, it looks like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a better move.
I'm excited for
packs.
ice.
I'm really into boxes with less packs lately.
It's
Yeah,
one pack box.
8 cards in a pack. You get 1 auto and one ice premieres per box. So maybe some won't have autos, but
And then the next one's only 1 card. Huh?
Yeah.
Who knows? This could be so awesome or just not so awesome, right?
Well, it's like the bigger clear cut, right?
Bigger
like
clear cut.
is It's
I hope it sells. I hope there is a limited amount. I hope it sells out. That's to me the biggest saving grace. If there's not a lot,
yeah,
every card's numbered and it's a premium clear cut type, and it that's it. It's done. Everything's numbered. It's sold out in 2 weeks.
I don't believe that it's going to be an annual release either. I think kind of like ingrained in, it's in this sort of roster of products that Upper Deck brings back every number of years. And so that might, if you're a Splendor fan, we don't control the release calendar at Upper Deck, and they tell us some things, but not everything. But I would bet it doesn't come back next year.
I'm excited. I've this past year, I poo-pooed on Splendor so bad, so hard for so long since its inception. And I don't know, man. I'm turning a leaf. I like it. I want to spend more on Splendor.
Yeah, but I think you only poo-pooed on it because it was part of the cup, and you were like, no one wants to pull a Splendor card in the cup.
Maybe
it wasn't Splendor, because Splendor has some sick-looking cards.
I know, right?
When you're opening the cup, you want to pull a cup card or an exquisite card. It's okay to pull an exquisite card in the cup, but Splendor was kind of like the last card you wanted to pull.
Yep.
I couldn't find presale pricing for Splendor. What are you guys guessing that it'll be?
I say 800 Canadian. Yeah.
Really?
400 USD.
Yeah, it'll be up there.
Yeah, that'll be a. Hopefully, you get a good card.
It'll be 400 in Canada and 400 in the US.
We should have dug the tunnel. No one listened to me. If we dug the tunnel 3 years ago, Louis wouldn't have to canoe. He could casually stroll in his New Balances.
We could have built railroad tracks and had like a Disneyland choo-choo that goes back and forth.
Well, we actually
Louis told me he wants to bust out his old Heelys so he could Heely back and forth. So
did Cole have those, Phil?
Coolest things ever.
I don't know what it is.
Those were the shoes that had like the rollerblade wheel on the heel, and then that you could lift your put your weight on your heels.
I saw a kid in Walmart look like he was I saw that long. I don't see them anymore. I saw them. Yeah, but that's like rollerblading in high school and trying to pick up babes. It's not happening. It's not happening. So I don't want wheels on my shoes. I'm good. Thanks. Wheelies.
I don't think they made them for adults, Phil.
Okay. Why you guys I don't even know what You'd be surprised. There's adults who ride their bike to work in bike attire.
I will say there was an Instagram account that's there's a guy, an adult male who does all these tricks with it's like kind of funny, but he has a huge following because it's an adult who's like,
if it's
doing
comedy,
like jumps and tricks, and they're not that good, but it's like ironically funny. So.
Yeah, comedy wins everything. I'll wear them for comedy for sure.
I'm glad Dave helped clarify, because for a minute I thought you said I rollerblade around high schools trying to pick up women, but now I understand. So we're all good.
That's how he got Rebecca. Him and his Bowers. Yeah. Do you like him? 3 checks.
Hey.
Apex
Louis, did your son have Heelys?
No.
Oh, my son did.
He played hockey.
Sam had Heelys?
Oh,
Shouldn't have told us that.
Feels like I got.
Yeah, he's done. He's done when I see him.
All right. Gongshow Mailbag.
Okay, boys, here we go. Gongshow Mailbag. Thank you, Josh. First one, Rick Mulligan from Instagram. Trump just paused the 50% tariff on goods from Canada. How do you think that will affect the hockey card market, if it does at all? Thanks. Love the show. I'm the only Canadian, so I'll go first. I don't get the tariff stuff. I think it happened a while ago. I just complain for 60 seconds when I leave the post office, and I'm pretty good to go after that. So I'm sorry, Rick. I'm a bad informed Canadian. I'm not sure. Louis, what do you think?
Not a very good governmental official here either. Didn't even know about this till yesterday.
I can answer for Dave. He definitely has no clue. Josh, do you have any clue?
Thanks, Phil.
I actually tried, and maybe this makes me a bad citizen. I try not to pay attention to this stuff because it just
none of it seems real. It just seems like blustering, and it changes every 15 minutes. So I think what I did read though, like if there isn't an agreement, it'll go into effect September 8th. But there's already been charging tariffs for hockey cards, so maybe, hopefully, at
Try
least it
and
wouldn't
buy
get
it with-
worse.
Try and buy it within your country unless you really, 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 really want it, and then deal with it after. That's what I've been doing.
Even if they tell me the tariffs are all gone, I'm still sending my Canadian cards to my Canadian friends because I just don't trust it. So I'm just like, I got a system that works and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
I think the larger issue might be hockey equipment because, Trump's trying to do like the really, hit you where it counts sort of thing. And so I think he specifically mentioned hockey equipment. And so if there's American kids is Bauer a Canadian company or one of that your $400 stick might be a $600 stick.
They'll figure it out. It's okay. It's a privilege to play hockey, so we'll figure it out.
I got you.
Next question, Facebook. Greg Biggs. Hey, you got my cat's name. That's awesome, man. Hey there, Gong Masters. Just wondering on your thoughts on buying and holding sealed wax as an investment strategy and also open after holding for 20 years to reminisce how great the design was. I am currently buying old 90s and 2000s wax with the plan to rip one and save one. Would you encourage or discourage this? Man, go nuts. I think that's great. I encourage you, sir, as long as I can open the cards with you when we meet. Thanks, Greg. Dave, what do you think?
I have two experiences with this. Okay. I held a 1987 Topps baseball box because it was going to go through the roof someday. And it didn't. So then I ended up opening it for nostalgic purposes because it wasn't expensive. The other experience is I have a box of 24-25 stature, a case that I bought and stashed away. And it's the dual rookie class with Bedard and Celebrini.
Okay.
So that was a very good plan. And I still have that stashed away. And at some point, I'm going to sell it and should make a pretty good profit off of it. So,
all right. Louis, what do you think?
I don't think there's a right or wrong to this. You never know what might be that next hidden gem.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, close us out.
I think it's the same principle as singles, right? It's you never know if you hold it. It has to be an iconic card, an iconic player. It'd have to be an iconic box, probably with iconic cards or rookies within it. Generally, I like to open my boxes. I do have my 2012 Fleer Retro, and I'll never open it because it's very expensive. You're not ever guaranteed. And, Phil, you had that experience where, I'm sure you'd enjoy it more together today. And I think like in the case where, like with the Fleer Retro, it makes sense to me to hold it because every box, I don't know how much is left out there. My sense is not a ton, and every box that gets opened, it makes my box more and more rare.
So thanks, Phil.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Thanks for the question, Greg. Next question, Discord. Strida. Hey, pals. Hey, man. In light of the massive Celebrini gold outburst sale, do you think there might be a rising tide lifts all ships scenario in San Jose? Does playing with Celebrini have a direct impact on the value of cards of his line mates or teammates? There's obviously a lot of money being thrown around in Silicon Valley, and it seems like a few whale collectors have focused on the Sharks. Yes, I agree. Josh.
I 100% agree. And I think like if maybe I'm wrong, but my gut tells me that if Michael Misa or Will Smith played in Nashville or Carolina, that their cards wouldn't be worth as much as they are. I don't know. You guys disagree with that?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%
sure.
agree. Everybody on the agreement?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
next
can't
question.
argue.
Miles, 24 cash sign. What's up? Is Rip Party dead? Haven't heard you guys mention it at all, and the expo is getting closer. Go ahead, Josh.
We're working on a little bit of a change up right now, trying to get the details to come together, but hopefully have something to announce soon. But the traditional, what has been Rip Party, I think we're going to mix it up a little bit this year. Is that a good way to put it, boys?
Good way to put it.
Great way to put it.
All right, next Discord. Singing. Sinjin. Oh,
Singing.
I'm going to say, hi, Kathy. That's easier. With the Frank and Wagner recently selling for $1.3 million, is Kurt's card care a big deal still? This sale may have opened Pandora's box. I will go first. Pandora's box has a revolving door of like 5 things a year. Kurt will be in the crosshairs. Everyone will lean into the webcam and yell in their virtuous ways. I don't care. I don't care at all. And I don't think I'm being dangerous for the hobby. Someone said that last time. It doesn't bother me. If someone tells me I cleaned this card with Kurt's Card Care, all right, man, looks great. Thanks. I guess it's the non-disclosure that people are getting very upset about. If I hear another thing about chemicals and kids, I'm going to lose it. Okay, if your kids are drinking that, well, survival of the fittest, man. Thin the herd. I have no problems with cleaning cards. I mean, is an autograph ruining a hockey card? I mean, we can get into the semantics of it. I have no problems with card cleaning, but I also come from collecting coins. So, yeah, Louis, what do you think?
Yes.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of strong opinions about it. I guess I haven't put a lot of thought into Kurt's Card Care. I'm sure I have probably cards that have been cleaned. I would have no idea, but it doesn't really bother me. So
You don't dream about it?
I don't. I do not.
Weird.
I just never ran into. I mean, I still haven't ran into it, and I don't see it very often. So it doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah,
Josh, cleaning cards bother you, or Kurt bother you?
Yeah, I don't think about it much. I do have a question for you though, Phil. So in coin collecting, is cleaning good or bad?
It's preference. So I would say generally it's not well received. You kind of don't, especially old numismatics, like an old Morgan. You shouldn't be cleaning that. Don't clean the old Morgan. It looks great if you do. I cleaned a few of my coins because I like them super shiny, but I'm fully aware I probably lost some value reselling them. Here's the difference. It's not a death sentence, right? It's not like in cards. If you had that bottle in the background somewhere, I would think someone would make a really big deal about it if they caught it on camera, or like Andro with Maguire, what's on your locker? I don't, that's not the death sentence for me. It does not bother me, but I'm not standing on that hill and dying for that either. I'm like, sure, get rid of Kurt's Card Care. I don't care. Like,
I think more for me, it's like there's so many other bigger issues with shill bidding and CT scanning. Like those things to me are like a much bigger problem. And so I think I look at this and I'm like, it's kind of like not that big of a deal to me personally. So it doesn't, whereas some of the other things that are like really big problems, or, inconsistencies with grading and things like that, those are the problems that I kind of lean in towards and really, think about. This one, I just don't bother. Doesn't have space.
Agreed. Let's move on. Thank you, Sinjin and Kathy. Discord, the gambler knows when to hold them. Howdy, boys. I've heard that eBay will be changing an auction's final bidding style to extended to help prevent sniping. If this happens, will this result in Slab Sharks auctions having extended bidding as well as they use the eBay platform? Well, I can tell you this, good listener, Thursdays are going to always end at 10 p.m., no matter what happens. That's my answer. Josh, what about you?
I would love to see them anything they can do to experiment. I wonder if do you think that would decrease shill bidding too? Like if you had to put more effort into the shill?
I think yes. I think it would. It would help. It would help the shill bid.
In that case, I guess they're testing it in Australia. Like that's what people said, right, Phil, in the chat on our Thursday show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is just an excuse for Josh to play the big card song longer than like 1 minute. Like if it keeps getting bid, he gets to keep playing the song.
Oh, hey, wait. We can't move on. I got to show you some, Phil.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love glow sticks. Yeah, maybe that'll make the song better. I'm a fan. Yeah, that's good. Okay, next one. The Postmaster Scott. With the rumblings of Congress looking to regulate breaking, do you foresee a situation where the non-fanatics or David Adams of the country who are unable to afford deal with the regulatory environment either shutting down, or do you think some will try to relocate their operations across the border into Canada if they close enough to the border? For example, Money Moose. Yeah, let's pick on Amber. She's tiny. Yeah, let's get her. Get her. I don't know. I think it's regulation has always been threatened or looming, whatever word you want to use. I think if you're a good breaker and you operate reasonably and you have a good platform and a good business, you will just move with the current and you have nothing to worry about. If you're a piece of crap and you like swindling people and you don't have good repacks, or then you might be nervous. So I think if you're a good breaker, you're not worried about regulation. That's my answer. Anyone else? Josh?
I think I would probably, I love Canada, but I'd probably relocate to the Cayman Islands if I had to relocate to a different country to keep breaking. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Probably
Monica?
nicer weather there. I'll leave it at that. All right. Thanks, Scott. Discord, East Coast 76. Thanks, Dwayne. If hockey cards have no monetary value, what would we talk about and chase? And what would become the new status hierarchy? Would the hobby be better or worse? I'd fill the void. I'd find something. It would be sad, but I would probably just go back to my silver bars and my Englehards and my jams. Louis?
Well, it would calm everything down a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah,
The
maybe.
joy of owning cards and the nostalgia and not all the flipping.
Well,
and all that
we
stuff.
like holding things. We're dudes. I'd probably go back to like my Transformers or Ninja Turtles or something. I don't
It'll
know.
still
What am I
be
going to play
there.
with?
It'll still be there.
Your He-Man figurines.
There you go. Yeah. Dave, Josh, anything to add there?
I don't think the hobby would have value if cards had no monetary value. And as much as we all like to pretend that we're true collectors
Disagree.
and that, that's what makes things interesting. Well, so here's where where I'll push back on you a little bit, Louis, and have a little bit of a debate. Most of the things that we covet are really, really expensive. Why? Like you love, you love McLaren. Why don't you love a VW Golf?
Looks.
Yeah, I just think that value and desire are intrinsically kind of like our brains are wired that way, right? To covet things.
They don't make cool cars cheap. They always got to be the expensive ones.
Yeah.
All right. That's dead. Next one. Panther J. Rawr. Okay. Outside of EPAC and the Cup cards, I haven't heard of anyone utilizing the Authority. Oh, boy. And their after-the-fact grading doesn't look very good when added to an existing slab. How long do you each think Upper Deck stays with the Authority? Or does the Authority get just big enough to get purchased by Fanatics or PSA, etc.? I'll take a stab at this since I've talked to Jeff more than not. So Jeff Mullen, president of the Authority, Dynamics. Well, okay, we'll just leave it at that. The Authority. He has an excellent business relationship with Upper Deck. They're not going anywhere. They have a phenomenal facility. That's not going anywhere. They're a very quiet company with high tech. They are not a graphic design company, I guess. I don't know. So I will go out on a little limb. Maybe I might get in poo-poo for this. I've talked to Jeff, the owner of the whole shebang, the entire Authority, that maybe the labels could use some work. I don't know if it's the engineering brain but all these guys care about in that company is doing what other people can't. So they can slab anything. They can put little chips in anything. They're breaking ground in technology. Okay, cool. I tried to tell Jeff, nobody cares. And all we want are nice slabs. And Jeff, he hears me. I don't think anyone there that I've spoken to yet really understands how important cosmetics are. And they care so much about pricing. Their grading is going to be cheaper than anywhere on the planet by far. Their databases are going to be very well organized. And I love the Authority. I can't get away from that. I don't like the slabs and that no one's really paying attention that cosmetically it doesn't look the best. And it's not going to be, in my opinion, adopted as easily if that's not corrected yesterday. And I've explained that. It doesn't seem to be a priority. So I don't know how to get that across. Give the Authority a chance. Jeff is a huge collector. Huge collector of memorabilia and toys. And he's the guy we want running that company. I also feel like maybe they should hire somebody to help them out with the things that our entire hobby is wondering about as well.
They need their Johnny Ivy is what they need.
Ooh. Who's John Ivy?
He was the one that he's the designer of the iPhone.
Oh,
So
okay.
Steve Jobs hired him to, a product designer.
Yeah, they need a I've talked to Jeff for hours on the phone. I really just want to keep talking about the label. Like, I just want to keep going back to it. And he doesn't want to talk. It's neither here nor there to them. And I'm trying to explain that should be your number one priority. Well, maybe they feel they can't go back on it. You have to. You have to.
You know what else I'd add to this about the whole like overall picture of the authority that I'm a little unclear of is the relationship between. I agree with you; they're not going away. They're very interwoven into the UD online experience with EPAC and everything like that. But with some products coming out and being fulfilled through ComC and some through the authority, that's inherently weird to me. And it seems like that eventually it wouldn't make sense to have, well, half of my hockey cards I buy in EPAC are on ComC and half of them are on the authority, right?
Well, we were trying to get Jeff to use the Gongshow as a bridge between the hobby.
Yeah.
And we thought that was a really good idea. Maybe we'll revisit that, but it'd be nice to have like a group of engineers tell us everything. We'll filter it, and then we can present it in a much more adoptable way. We'll see what happens. Hey, man, it's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what happens, right? Stay positive. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Yeg Sports Card 77. What's up? Dave or Josh, after interviewing some of these NHL prospects and opening packs at the National with them, are there any players you're leaning towards PCing? David.
Yeah, all of them.
Josh.
Unfortunately.
Actually, none of them. I was smitten by him just like Dave, but I just don't prospect. So I'm staying in my zone, but I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I will probably collect each one of their young guns. I'm not going to go like hard PCing after them, but yeah, I'll definitely pick up a few of their cards.
All right. Next one. Kevin B. Smith. Hello, everyone. Smiley face. Do you have a rough estimate of how many young guns and their variations are produced for each player? We know we'll never know the true print run of these acetates. Not true. We're always trying. And Red Outburst is 25 and Gold 1 of 1. Also, we know the numbers for deluxe, exclusives, and high gloss. What about the numbers for Young Guns Clear Cut, Silver Outburst, or just the basic Young Guns itself? You all do an amazing job, especially Phil. Thanks for everything. Aw, thanks, Kevin.
It's weird.
Thank you. This is a Josh question.
There's a typo in there.
So here's something that it took me a long time to learn this, but now I feel like I understand. The reason why some cards have serial numbers and other cards are just ratioed, meaning they're like 1 in 20 packs or 1 in 150 packs, whatever, is these are cards that either want to have a fixed number always produced, or that Upper Deck wants them to be variable and allow them to adjust how much product is printed year by year based on what's going on in the hobby, who the rookie class is, so on and so forth. And from like Base Young Guns is a great example where I think there is no one number produced, that it changes probably every single year.
Yep.
Where you can kind of tell on the flip side, some like inserts that are like short printed, that maybe like we've seen like popular inserts have maybe like 16-bit, right? Where like 1 year they're 1 in 1,200 packs. The next year they're 1 in 500 packs. Well, that could also mean, and this is just up to Upper Deck's discretion, that maybe that they only want to make 100 16 bits for a player. I'm just making that up. Every year, and depending on how much they produce, then the odds will change on that card year to year.
All right, good.
Not really. Yeah, I don't think there is an answer, Kevin, to your question.
I think that answered it.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, we don't know the answer is the answer, but I think you explained it.
What else is new?
Okay.
Yeah.
Instagram, Cujo Cardboard. Howdy, fellas. Howdy. As the hockey hobby tends to slow down a bit in the summer, I wanted to commend you for somehow always finding ways to create new content that is entertaining and fresh week after week. Aw, thanks, Cujo. As an idea for a new Gong Show segment, I always wanted to ask if you've ever considered getting a public mailbox where your listeners could send mail, similar to popular other streamers, i.e. Ziri. Keep up the incredible work, fellas, especially Phil. Oh my God, thank
God.
you.
Another typo.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. Well, do you guys want to answer it?
Well,
I did.
Josh
So
doesn't.
this, and I never know how to answer this because I inherently feel weird about saying, "Hey, here's an address, send us stuff." Right. That's but then maybe I think, well, do people want us to open their stuff, and is that part of enjoyment for them? I don't, but I always more of the weight for me always goes to I don't want to feel like I'm pandering for free stuff, if that makes sense to you guys.
I like if you make under 250 a year, don't. You know, if you make over, yeah, send it. That's
Yeah.
I think that's fair. If you make over, yeah, that's a good bracket. Yeah, load me up. Share the wealth. Let's go.
We do have a PO box.
Yeah,
and
there's
you
a
can-
PO box.
You can just address it to whoever you want to send it to.
Louis and I don't seem to have a problem with any of this. Josh is the one who feels weird. He can feel weird. We're good.
What
I
am
used
I
to
weird
feel
for
weird
feeling
about-
for
Sorry,
feeling
go
weird?
ahead.
I was just gonna say, am I weird for
you're
feeling
not
weird?
weird. No,
No.
it's I've been at shows and I've had, very appreciative. Someone gives me a card, just generosity. Like it's very flattering and I'm very thankful and grateful to them. But it's we're definitely not in a position where we're asking for anything like that. That's not what we're trying to do. So
Home cooked meal goes a long way. If you live in Ontario, I'll take that overnight any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
All right.
I've watched like a couple throughout the years, like YouTubers that do whole episodes of like Mail Day where they will go to their PO box and have like 180 boxes that people send them, and they'll just open up all the gifts from people.
Watch
and
Ziri, yeah. First mover advantage, though. He's been doing
Yeah.
it for like 17 years.
Yeah.
He's allowed. He can do it.
Why does
All
a
right, next
gift,
one.
Why does a gift from somebody reflect? It should never reflect bad on the person that received it.
No, it never does. I think like what makes me feel weird is that there's probably a part of me that feels that I'm undeserving of something like that, right?
Well,
And-
you're right, but no, I don't. Phil said it. Not to beat this up here, but I mean, Phil, you said this. It could have been a flipping year ago, but you were kind of to the point now where you're like, you know what? If you're gonna, you're gonna. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with it. Now, I can't stop it.
Yeah, no more Brady cards. I'm good. No more Alfredson cards. Thank you. I'm good. All right. Next question. Gunther Cards 96. I'm assuming it's Gunther. Hey boys, if you could combine a current Upper Deck card design with a past card design to create a new super card, what would it be? I'm creating a Young Guns refractor. Oh, that's mine. I'm right there with you, brother. How about you? Yep, I agree with Gunther cards. Super. Yeah, how could you go wrong there? Josh?
Yeah, like the blast from the past kind of concept. I think what you're talking about, that they've never, in a way, maybe I hope they never do it again. But this is sort of cliche and obvious. I would love it if Upper Deck could legally use more vintage designs, like retro 1971 O-Pee-Chee with our, maybe like do like an auto version of something like that. That would be kind of sick.
Very good. Dave, Louis, do you have any thoughts off the top of your head?
I just thought of something that would be really cool. I don't know how they would do it, but doing an all-time Future Watch patch auto would be kind of cool.
Oh, I don't want them to do that. They can't. How they
That'd
can't
be
do that?
super
Will they
cool.
go back to the 40s?
Yeah. Wayne's Oiler jerseys. No, that's not happening.
Louis, anything?
How about
Still
like
be cool.
the Hockey Heroes or something like that in a refractor?
All right, next question.
Phil doesn't like any of our answers.
No, I didn't. No. Habs
Hey,
trading.
see, that's the glory of this, though. Nobody cares.
Habs trading sweat. Habs trading
I think it's Sweden.
Ah, crap. You're right. Habs trading Sweden. Hey, what's up? Guten Tag. Oh no, that's wrong. Sorry. Hey, what about an episode? I'm not really sure if it exists or not. You talk a lot more about parallels for different sets of modern cards. Like which parallels are more fit as cornerstones of your PC and not. I saw your segment of rookie parallels and loved it. When I just came back to the hobby, I had a difficult time navigating, and I think a lot of people might burn money by buying high for parallels of low numbers, but for insignificant sets. Yeah, Josh is the king of that. Where was? I would love to hear a deep dive into this and such. Not just high end, but also mid tier. Thanks for all the hard work. Love your show. Aw, thanks, man. Sorry for the wrong language there. I don't know. Josh, you can go ahead.
These are tricky because we're on episode 423 and I can't even remember what we've done. And these episodes are very long too. So there's literally thousands of, probably tens of thousands of hours at this point. And we do have to, I think, hit a point of trying to maybe balance better being intentionally repetitive of stuff, because we have a lot of new listeners since we covered some topics. So maybe trying to cover a same topic in a new way, but maybe hammer the core themes. And, you know, something like having Habs trading in Sweden is suggesting is a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. I think Josh is a good answer for all of us. Thank you for your question. Love having a Habs fan in Sweden. That's fantastic. Do you want to know why? Because it's the most storied sports franchise in the history of sports. Okay, last question. Instagram, Harvey44. He's just a kid. Hypothetically, if there was a 2015 McDavid Gold Outburst Young Guns out there, what do you think it would sell for?
I say 80,000, because that's what it sold for. But it was the retro.
I'd say $500,000-ish. I don't know. Louis, Josh,
750.
I did 500 to 750. So the three of us, and we'll get Louis' take, but are pretty close into similar.
Still without a cup, hypothetically.
Right today.
Yeah, 4 to 6.
All right.
Okay. Well,
that's it. That's your Gongshow mailbag.
Personal pickups, Phil.
Nothing. I forgot to send it in. I got one card this week.
Well, Dave almost had none again too, because I forgot until break time.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. Well, you can just throw them in for the next.
No, I have them now.
Oh, you have them.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, I could have sent it in on break. Okay, fine.
Well, Dave sent it at like 8:30 this morning, but I didn't even look at my email till I sat down to record.
So the first two pickups are actually cards I pulled, and I've decided to keep them because they're both not legends, but greats. So we have the from Clear Cut. I opened 3 boxes, and 2 of the cards I pulled were great. So we got the Tony Omani on the attack auto. These cards are super cool. It's got the rink in the background, and they're just very shiny and reflective. They're really cool card design. So I really like these ones. So I'm going to keep that one. And then the second one, is it Suter or Sutter?
Gary Suter.
Suter. Okay, that's what I thought. So when I first pulled it, I said Gary Sutter, and then I'm like, Sutter. No, it's Suter, right? Yeah.
There is a Gary Sutter, but this is Gary Suter.
Okay. So this is the Gary Suter, the Dazzlers, the 25-26 Clear Cut Dazzlers auto. I think that the Dazzlers, they stepped it up a notch. Like, I just really like the looks of these autos. There's quite a few of them. If you watch cases being open, there's quite a few of the Dazzlers autos being pulled, but still really big fan of the card design. So ended up keeping those 2 cards.
Sorry.
And then the other one is from the Signature Edition Legends, the Terry Sawchek. So still chipping away at collecting the set of 100. I'm at, I think, 67 is my running total. So very happy to add that one. It's one of the non-autos. There's maybe like 8 or 10 that are non-autoed. So this is one that's not autoed.
Are you thinking that you need to buy some of the big ones soon before they get out of reach, or are you
they're already out of reach? I'm just kind of, I'm buying all the ones that I can afford. And then if I find something, hopefully for a decent deal, I mean, I'm still buying 199s and 99s. It's just but some, even the 99s are getting crazy where like people want to sell them for $500-600. I'm like, it's not a 49. It's one of the 99s, and they're still trying to get $500-600 for them. So
jeez.
It's been getting harder, so I'm just plugging away with the ones I can afford, and
we'll just see what happens. If we talk about this all the time with the hobby, the hobby can continue to go up, 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 and it could come back down. And if it comes back down, then that's the time where I go in and start swooping up some of those. So
you're gonna swoop in and buy out of 49's all-time future watches because there's. I don't know. I don't think they're good. I think this is one set that might not go down a lot no matter what happens. Because
I agree. I agree with you. And then once I have everything and I'm just down to the 49s, then I can concentrate on let me buy 1 or 2 a year. And then that's all I have to worry about.
That's a good plan.
That's kind of that's my plan.
How many 49s are there?
Like 15.
Oh.
But some of them are non-autoed. Like this Terry Sawchuk is listed as a 49, but all the non-autoed ones that are 49s and 99s are actually 199s that are not autoed. So I think there's 15 on the checklist, but there might only be like 12 or 13 that are actual out of 49 autos.
Did you get Patrick yet? Did you get Patrick?
No, I only have Joe Sakic for the out of 49s.
All right.
Just one.
Louis.
Nothing. I'm on strike.
I have one smallish pickup from last week, but from a set I buy cards of a lot. It's 2010 11 O-Pee-Chee Retro Black Rainbow Timu Solani out of 100 raw. I do have one complaint about this set. As much as I like it, could be some of the worst player photo selection of all time. Like the Sidney Crosby is awful, right? And I own it because I like the set, but this, like, I don't know, like the side angle, like this photo of Timu is that great.
Yeah, there's of all the black rainbows, I don't know why you love this year the most. I
don't know. I just do.
Really confuses. There's so many better years.
Some are great. Like I think the Gretzky is great because it's a very young picture of Wayne. I like the Ovechkin actually, and the I think it's a Pelle Lindbergh. If I remember.
You want to buy my old sets? I got like almost all of them.
All cards are itchy unless Phil likes them.
Do you like this because it's got like the shield photo? Like that's part of it.
I really like some of them, the Gretzky's, and then I keep buying them because like the player, and then I buy it and I look at this and I'm like, wow, this is a bad photo. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's just nothing going on.
All right. If you like the episode, please leave a rating, review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, want to chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider $5 a month donation. Join 999 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, our Instagram profile, TikTok profile, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, or on Patreon's website, patreon.com. Search for us. We are The Gong Show. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Always, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures, LLC. Have an awesome start to your week. Can't wait to be back on Thursday, and we start our 26, 27 previews.
Yeah.
Cool.
Baba Louie, take us out.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, sorry.
Bye.
It was the Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in show. So blue.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah?